What did that beef in you singing? What did that beef in you swinging? That funny old tune will drive me to ruin. It came along and made me a slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me a slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Tinfoil Thursday. Yeah, we're doing a Thursday Tinfoil stream this week. It's the last of the month, so I thought, why not? Let's end the month strong. Let's look at some more conspiracy stuff. It'll be good. Could never get the brim of this till... Okay, that's not bad. We'll go with that. So anyway, let's see what's going on. We're in the middle of a hype train right now, level 2 or 44% to it. Alec Holland with 50 bits says, drew the list last night while watching your stream and thought I'd share it with you. Let's take a look. Ooh. A wise crow once wrote, if dreams are like movies, then memories are films about ghosts. Ooh. Good shit. Darth Hayes, thanks for 8 months, says, let's go. Marusama says, good news, everyone. After 6 months of bullshit from my insurance, I'm finally scheduled for a 72-hour EEG. 6 months of fighting with them, only to learn that the EEG costs less without insurance. I'm still out close $3,000, so I'm going to be very poor for a long time. It would have been $5,000 with insurance. Someone tell me how that works. That's asinine. I think I saw your tweet about this. Yeah, that's... Our system is fucked. Sorry. Bumble Homestead with 200 bits says, early Hannah. Steve with the Q says, we've had Tinfoil Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, maybe others, now Thursday. The plan is working. Soon it will be Tinfoil every day. It is Trans Day of Visibility. Happy Trans Day of Visibility, all my trans fellows, ladies, NBs, everything. J. Delphin, thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub. Goddess of Anubis, thanks for 5 months. Mr. X8 with 14 months. Any special plans for April Fools tomorrow? I've been thinking about what I might do as a stream. I don't know. Maybe I'll just prank you all. Who knows? Will I am not okay with 45-bit says, don't know why I was unsubscribed, but I'm back. MH Darkbeast says, praise Hannah, happy Trans Day of Visibility. Speaking of wackos, did you see what atheist author Robert Pierce said in an interview on The Friendly Atheist? Oh god, no I didn't. Earlier today, atheist author Robert M. Price appeared on a live stream to rebut accusations of racism, transphobia, conspiracy thinking. It did not go well. Oh no, let's take a look-see.
But no, why do you think some people accuse you of being a racist?
Well, I think it's a Saul Alinsky move.
With trans people, would you, if they wanted to be referred to as a certain pronoun, would you do it?
No, I'm afraid I will not let people tell me what to say. The only immoral part of the whole trans...
Someone needs to confiscate all his Superman action figures. That man is not embodying the spirit of Kal-El.
...thing is when kids are actually indoctrinated by leftist teachers to say, well, you know, maybe you ought to switch over.
Oh,
and
no.
so
that's not a thing that happens.
And when you have Black Lives Matter, for instance, saying that they are against the nuclear family and want to see it dismantled, what are they aiming at there? Well, you see that again with these teachers telling kids, well, we're going to talk about you changing gender, but we're not going to tell your parents. Why do they think they have the right to do that?
What do you think of the Capitol riot?
Oh, that was a false flag operation.
Oh, no!
Why do you think Trump lost?
I don't think he did. I am persuaded that the election was stolen.
Oh, God!
I know this is really going to get me in hot water or hot lava, but I think the death penalty is way too sparsely enacted. I think that, for instance, that rioters should simply be shot down as they used to be.
What a goddamn psycho! 35% to level 3 on the hype train. Let's try and get to level 5. Let's get this month ended strong. I believe in us, chat. Let's see. Clyde Charon, thanks for 12 months. Happy anniversary on the last of the month, too. MMO Addicted, thanks for tier 2 for 22 months, says, hey, Hannah Banana, I will keep my sub going until I reach 2 years, but I doubt I'll be watching much, and I have to cancel that afterwards. It's nothing about the content, but my situation greatly changed. If you're fine hearing something depressing, I can share my reasoning, but I don't want to bring the mood down. All my love to everyone here. You're the best community, and you, Hannah, are the best streamer I frequented. If you need to cancel your sub, you can do that now. You don't need to, like, get it to 2 years for my sake or anything. I'm sorry for whatever's going on, and you can, of course, share that if you'd like. I'm really sorry. Like, I don't need your money as much as you do. Like, I appreciate support, and it helps the channel run, but I never want to take anything away from someone that they can't afford to give. So, if you need to cancel that, do it. Don't feel bad in any way, shape, or form. I am not entitled to your money. Bumble Homestead with 100-bit says, Tinfoil Thursday. When camping, we wrapped everything in foil and threw it over the fire. Maybe the same is good for streams. Sky Comet Fallen with 50-bit says, I lost another atheist hero. I loved his books and looked up to him. First David Silberman, then him. Yeah, I used to, the thing that really got me thinking about religion and got me out of it was Richard Dawkins, so imagine how bad that is now. And we're all caught up. 35% to level 3. We must do it, chat. We must get to level 5. It is a requirement. Sadly, life isn't Star Wars. I think that's probably good. There's a lot of fascist empires in Star Wars that regularly come to power for long periods of time, so... Need some background music. Nick says, wait, that was Richard Dawkins? No, but Richard Dawkins is also transphobic. Only 30 seconds left on the hype train. 37% to level 3. Don't let it die. I was gonna say fam. I don't say fam, though. Clyde Charon, thanks for gifting a sub, getting us to 61%. Only 10 seconds left. It's going to die. Alright, thanks for the hype train, everyone. We got to level 2. Alec Collins says, your streams are delightful to have on in the background in my studio. Thanks for company and inspiration. Of course. Thanks for watching. Did I see the stuff that Biden announced for Trans Day of Visibility? I didn't. Roman Civilian with 500 bits? Thank you. Alright, let's get into it, shall we? What are we gonna do first? How about this guy? I don't know if you guys remember him, but he was the Breatharian we watched previously. This is a video on... Well, you'll see. Let's check it out.
What's up, conscious breathers and infinite beings alike? Let's talk about the spine and breathing. Did you know that spinal fluid is affected by your breathing? Your breathing rhythms literally affect your spinal fluid and literally washes the brain. So, there's literally a direct connection to the brain and the spine, of course. So, if your breathing is not on point, your brain is going to have a hard time washing away metabolic waste from the brain. So, when you have breath work, when you're doing the breath work, and what's really happening is when you're engaging your diaphragm literally back and forth, what do you think is happening with that pocket space? You're literally sending a shock wave straight up the spine and allowing the spinal fluid to flow.
I don't think any of that's true.
Flow, and create a shock wave, if you will, to
Breatharianism.
street.
It's people who believe they don't have to eat and can get all their nutrients through, like, prana, energy. It's woo-woo bullshit. So they think they can basically filter feed by breathing in energy and they don't have to eat.
Any metabolic waste from the brain.
MMO Addicted says, I'll keep it up. I like nice round numbers. I'm selling my house at a loss and giving most of the money to my brother as he needs it to keep the business afloat, under the implied threat of him outing me to my family, which would end up erasing all my work experience as it was for a family company, and or people who are rather conservative. I also have been guilted into taking several loans out to help him out of issues, so I lose my job history. I'm fucked. Jesus Christ. What an asshole. Are you fucking serious? He's a dick. What a monster.
Next thing is a great tip before breath work is literally tapping your tailbone. And trust me, like I always say, you can literally look at the spine. It's literally a Tesla coil. So
the spine is not a Tesla coil. The spine is a spine.
That is a great tip when dealing with spinal fluid, and a nice tip to do before going into breath work. Tapping your tailbone. Try it. Especially with this type of breath work in alchemy where we utilize the nose.
Alchemy isn't real. You can trust me. I have a witch hats on.
The more nitric oxide and ions that we build up and build up and build up and build up and build up hits the brain at a faster rate versus mouth breathing. And you can literally see the scan. It's pretty evident. So when it hits the brain a lot faster, it's sending a kinetic signal, if you will, to the brain in terms of flushing any metabolic substances or waste.
Metabolic substances. Nick says, tap that tailbone, giggity.mp4. And Sky Comet Fallen says, if your spine is coiled, you need to see a doctor.
That the brain has no use for. And little do people realize that the spine literally has sperm.
Here we go. Ammo Addicted says, and my bet for why he needs the money is I'm 90% sure he sunk his own into NFTs despite me warning him multiple times. I'm just done with life right now, Hannah. I'm setting up my affairs just in case, ensuring that the leftover of what I own gets to my friends in the States who supported me all my life. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, MMO.
So those who are practicing semen
You need to cancel your sub.
retention,
Yeah.
you need to do breath work big time. If you really want to feel that energy at a dramatic level, breathwork is your answer. Yeah.
He thinks there's cum in your spine.
So, the next thing is, females also produce sperm within the spine.
That's not true. Nick says, don't do their woo-woo bullshit. Do my woo-woo bullshit. And Tucker White says, wait, I just walked in. Is this about spinal cum? Of course it is.
So tapping on the spine, doing breath work, great combination. And you can literally see the correlation between spine and the brain in terms of energy-wise, metabolic waste. If you know about Christ consciousness, up to 33 vertebrae, isn't it all making sense now?
It's not. You're talking about spinal cum.
Thank you all for sharing the breath. Peace.
The cerebrospinal fluid is a clear fluid that bathes the brain and the spine. It occupies the cavities within the brain called the ventricles, which you see here as a mold. It covers the outside of the brain. It travels all the way down the central canal of the spinal cord, and it bathes the outside of the spinal cord as well.
Sky Comment Fallen says, why doesn't my spine get me pregnant? I want spine babies, damn it.
At any one point in time, you have 150 milliliters of cerebrospinal fluid in your body. It turns over approximately 3 to 4 times. This image, you can see how
I practiced breathwork with Divine, and it was next level. This is the first time I actually experienced the sun inside of my body. I experienced so much energy of love, peace, compassion, healing. I feel like I am the center of the universe now. I just feel amazing. The breath is truly the answer to life. Divine has showed me a way that I did not know exists through the breath. We practice energy alchemy breathwork 369. It's the secrets to the universe. That's what
it's not. Tucker White says, now it's been a few years since I saw it, but is this what we call spinal tap? This is Spinal Cum, which is the little-known sequel to This Is Spinal Tap. Hawthorne says, I weighed in at my slimming group today and lost 3.5 pounds. I'm now staring at a share bag of chocolate, which definitely won't be shared if I open them. What's a girl to do? Don't do it. It's not worth it. If you want to have a little bit in moderation and track the calories, that's fine, but it's never worth it. It's not worth it to eat a whole thing, and then you'll be like, oh, why did I do that? Now it's over, and now I just have to deal with those calories or whatever. It's not worth it. Logar says, this is Spinal Fap. He has other stuff. He's into that semen retention thing. Like the... What? Where else does he have semen retention videos? I know he had other videos on it too. This is semen retention something.
What's going on, conscious breathers and infinite beings alike? So today I want to talk about breathwork and sex.
I'd get the demo for the new Kirby game. It's cute, but I can't see myself paying for it. It's really simplistic. Like, if you're a kid, or if you just want something very chill, I can see it being nice, but I didn't like it enough to buy it.
Why should we do breathwork before sex? So I've worked with couples, and they found themselves to have more of a pleasurable time with intercourse.
So like tantric sex. He's doing the sting thing. Tucker White says, semen retention and spinal cum? Did we stumble upon Daddy Sume's YouTube channel?
Fasting before having tantric intercourse. Having tantric intercourse. So why you want to fast before having tantric intercourse is so you both have that connection at a deeper level, so you can feel each other's energy, if you will. And if you, or maybe have a lighter meal before intercourse as a couple, and set your intentions, if you will. But at the end
You're
of the day,
a breatharian anyway. You don't eat. How do you fast if you never eat?
it's a sacred union between you and your loved one, if you will. Not just anybody, right? Right. So the thing is, when you're fasted, you have less energy blockages, and when you hit that 1 hour mark, as Tantra should be, you should aim for at least 1 hour mark. And if you have multiple orgasms along the way, by the time you hit that 1 hour mark, it becomes really, really electric.
Really electric. Like you feel it.
Yeah. So, one thing that we've noticed, like I'll feel the energy towards the end a lot faster. Like I wouldn't want to go to bed afterwards. Like I'm not tired. That's another thing. If you're doing Tantra properly, you're not supposed to feel tired and drained. That's the difference when people are, just spilling the seed, if you will, and not retaining the seed and really electrifying their body to its full potential versus...
It's okay to come. It's okay to come. Tucker White with a link.
Oh my.
wasting the seed when you're not even producing a baby. So one of the main things we notice is I'll feel the energy right away because I'm barely eating anyway, but she'll feel it from like...
For me, because like I feel it like after a few hours, like if you do it before bed, and then I would wake up early in the morning, like 4 o'clock.
And then you would feel it.
And then I would feel like the energy rushing through me, and then just I couldn't go back to bed.
Yeah, so...
That sounds terrible. Why do I want to not come and then wake up at 4 a.m.? What?
Like, the sun is up. So it was like I had too much energy.
I didn't come and I didn't get to sleep. What a great time.
Yeah, when I work with couples, also when you do breath work while having a tantric practice together, and it doesn't just have to be intercourse, just doing breath work together as a couple is tantric enough in that sense as well. But one of the main things I stress when they're going deep into intercourse...
I know chastity play is a thing, and I don't have an issue with people doing tantric sex. I don't care. I'm saying he's not selling it very well. Anyway, he also claims he doesn't eat, so he's a liar. Hope no one's drinking lemonade.
The final frontier is mind over matter. Solve all our problems here in the third dimension. We're gonna have to rise above, go up into the spirit world, call forth new systems. So it's about finding your center in the face of chaos.
All right. This is the butthole sunning guy. He suns his butthole. Lovely Love Stuff says, 2 tinfoils in a week, hot dog. Also, I am drinking strawberry lemonade, so bloody urine, yay.
There's a part of me that wants to check out, and there's another part of me that just wants to fucking stare my shadow down in the face. I just love this part of myself.
My name is Sky, and I'm fascinated by fascinating people. And if you've been watching my channel Skylife for a while now, you'll also know that I am totally obsessed with what it means to live a healthy, happy life. So there's this guy who's sort of a local legend here on the west side of LA, and he's known for living a super healthy life and looking like this at the age of 53. Pretty impressive. His name is Troy Casey, aka the Certified Health Nut.
He doesn't look like that because he drinks pee-pee, though. He looks like that because he exercises regularly and probably eats well.
Has a combined audience of
other than the pee.
More than 120,000 followers across his social media channels and promotes healthy living through some pretty interesting methods.
Troy Casey's Certified Health Nut here with Dr. P.P. Shavambu. And we're talking about day 3 of our 7-day urine fast.
I recently ran into Troy at a yoga festival called Bhakti Fest, and if you've seen that video, you may remember him.
I practice the ancient art of Shavambu, so I drink my urine first thing in the morning.
After talking to Troy for quite a while that day, I was reminded of how fascinating this guy actually is. Despite being a little questioning of the urine drinking technique and some of the other practices,
for lack of a better word,
about,
he does kind of look like he smells like he drinks piss, if that makes sense. You can see it eking from his pores. It's like you can smell it through the screen. Freaking Out with a link says, have I shown you G-Time Johnny? I've met the guy and let's just say he's pretty out there, but still pretty chill.
Hi, I'm G.
Oh god. The Carp Cozian says, today is my grandma's birthday, so I called her to wish a happy birthday, and I mentioned I was going to a trans thing tonight, and she said, you were born a man, you're a man. I told her to get out of her fantasy world and come into reality. Nice. Morok says, like, if piss is so good for you, why does your body get rid of it? And it's already in your body. Why does it help then? Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Time Johnny, and I'm breaking the cycle. We're no longer going to live a technological generated fantasy. If you think from 2014, the recorded language is ringing in your ears. It needs us to exist. And you're from Earth. You're not from 2014. You are not a Catholic time terrorist, but you're living the lie. It's about internal purity. I'm G-Time Johnny. I'm arousal of humanity. I'm gonna bring you above recorded history. And I love you with all my life. And every cell of my body is owned by my eyes. And every cell of you is owned by my eyes. And every cell of Earth is owned by my eyes. And
Nick says, damn, the Unabomber got some pipes on him.
I'm G-Time Johnny, and I don't live in a technological generated fantasy from 2014, 'cause I love me, and I love you, and I love every cell of Earth, including every cell of your body, too. I love you.
Interesting. Does he have more recent videos? 2 months ago. Okay, saved.
I was very inspired by his confidence, passion, and how amazing he looks for his age. So I decided to spend a day with him and see how he lives his life. I knew this would be a day I couldn't experience alone, so I decided to bring my friend Perry along for the ride so we could spend a day in the life of Troy Casey, the Certified Health Nut.
And we're here to meet with Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut. Did you do any research before this, Perry?
I scrolled through his Instagram for like 25 seconds. The one thing I did note was him facing his butthole toward the sun.
He likes to do that.
Is that
really him?
Troy Casey,
He's so
local legend.
I'm gonna press your filmmaking skills to the limit.
Let's do it. We're all in.
Hey, Dylan,
Hey,
it's good to meet you, man.
Troy.
Hey.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey, yoga.
Yoga.
All right, man. What a great name. What's up, cameraman?
Shrivas.
Shrivas. You guys got all yoga names. All right, well, come on in.
Thanks, man.
This is the current iteration. Oh, yeah, please take off your shoes. Yeah, we got the kids, so you guys are gonna have a full experience today. This is their wake up time.
Oh, we're waking up the kids.
I like to consider myself as a fully integrated human being, right? I'm a businessman, I'm a father, I like to tell jokes. Sometimes I have bad moments. I'm 100% me at all times. You're just gonna get a different part of my personality at different times, and the Certified Health Nut is...
His beard definitely smells like pee. There's no way when he drinks the pee, some of it doesn't drip down onto his oily beard and then like permeate the whole... The integrity of the smell is just destroyed by the piss. And that doesn't come out, so he's just got a reek of pee-pee.
One of those. I'm not separate from the Certified Health Nut, and it's not really a character that I play, but when I'm doing Certified Health Nut videos, I have complete poetic license to be as goofy as I want to. My main objective in any day is to feel good enough to be...
I'm nasty, he's drinking pee, not me.
...presentable to the world.
I'm just describing what is happening.
Troy, you have so many supplements.
He's the
over
pirate
here.
yellow
Are we gonna
beard.
like discuss what these are?
Look at all of these elixirs.
All the potions and elixirs.
This is Hogwarts. I'm Hufflepuff.
My main go-to is my liquid sunshine. So it's all
Does he put it in his butthole?
Organic wheatgrass and spirulina. I like to put a little bit of pine pollen in there. It's supposed to be good for erectile dysfunction, or in my case, erect.
I like the guy who's like, I hear you. My dick also doesn't work. Woo!
Erectile function. I just want to make sure everything's working.
Does that come in like the super size?
It works like a charm, don't worry.
So I'm sure today we're gonna learn more about your diet, what you eat every day, because I'm very curious about that as well.
This is just dried plants.
You just take supplements, that's
you
it.
can call them supplements, but they're dried plants.
Right.
Yeah.
That's food.
They're supplements.
Right?
Yeah.
I call this an herbal salad.
That was like 10 capsules.
I take half a vitamin C and I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna choke.
Organic superfood business is crushing it right now.
It is.
Which is good, because we need to get the world healthy. We need clean air, water, and soil, and we need conscious, clean, clear human beings first and foremost to change.
Do buttholes bleach in the sun or tan? If they bleach, I assumed tan, but if they bleach, maybe he's on to something. I do have a fenced-in backyard. Maybe I need to start a new hobby this summer.
Systems.
Just get one of those. Remember in movies and stuff in the old times before people were concerned about skin cancer? They'd not only tan with like no like SPF anything on them, they'd like have a mirror to reflect even more UV onto them. I'm gonna do that, but my butthole.
And then you said sometimes you will eat food. So when is that? When you actually like eat food?
When I'm hungry.
When you're hungry.
Yeah.
So my job's to get the world healthy. That's my job. I created it. I don't like working for other people. It's very challenging for me to work for other people, so I have to create my own business opportunities. So I work with organic herbs. I've been working with herbs for 30 years myself. About 15 years ago, I started monetizing my...
Bumble Homestead says, just sit on a sun lamp, then you don't have to go outside. No, I think I need the full experience. I need to really live it, you know?
My efforts with herbal companies.
My butthole knows the difference. My butthole is incredibly discerning.
That's actually really good.
Sweet. We put organic stevia and Lohan Go in it.
That's one facet of my business. People are coming to me for solutions. I have a nutritional program I can put people on, because I do retreats, workshops, online programs, and then of course I do elite one-on-one coaching and personal retreats here in Los Angeles.
Okay, so you guys got your hot beverages here.
consume.
Let's do some breath work, baby. The thing about filming my bed and stuff is people judge, but you know, it's like whatever. It's okay, because I want to show this, because the fact of the matter is, well, life throws you curveballs, and you know.
Logarth says, sphincters, like all some mucous membrane tissue, does not have melanin like normal skin. Oh.
Not always the way you like it. So my wife called for a divorce.
Well, the sphincter's the inside part, though. What about the outside part?
A couple of years ago. I didn't really want it, but she asked for it. So I'm very grateful for my humble abode. I made the best of it. The kids had to make the best of it as well. And sleeping on the floor keeps me humble. With my ego, I like to keep humble as best I can, you know, to keep that in check.
So when I went through a divorce, the process was so painful that I really had to go in.
You know what? If middle-aged men getting divorced either go Terrence Pop route or drinking pee and becoming a hippie, I'd prefer they go pee drinking hippie than alcoholic borderline terrorist Terrence Pop. I'm just saying. He took the better of the two routes.
A friend of mine taught me breath work. It instantly helped me. So
you said a clip of me saying my butthole is incredibly discerning. It's true.
I would wake up 4 o'clock in the morning.
If my butthole took the Pepsi challenge, it could pick out the Coca-Cola every time. Fact.
Paranoid, gasping, and then I would just start breathing. Just getting into my body and just start breathing, flooding my body with oxygen. So what I like to do is 30 to 50 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. I like to get my spine into it sometimes. I think the universe is always mirroring back to us, you know, where we are.
What's the deal with kombucha? I'm not super familiar with kombucha, but my understanding is it's basically slightly fermented tea. And hippies are really into it, and like health, like kind of woo-woo health nut people are into it. I don't know why. I can't speak to why, but it's like slightly alcoholic. I don't know what the deal is. Overthought says, 2 paths diverged in a piss yellow stained woods.
You know, I specialize in healing. My commitment is to my own enlightenment in my lifetime. Exhale all the way.
Like, is it even alcoholic enough where someone could, like, does it get you buzzed if you drink a whole thing of it very quickly? Or is it such low alcohol content that it's, like, not even really alcoholic for practical purposes? 0.2 to 5%. Because, like, at 5%, if you slammed a couple, you could probably get drunk. I'm just wondering if it's a way for hippies to get sort of day buzzed without feeling bad about it. Oh, 0.5? No, you're not getting any sort of anything off it then.
Gratitude for me is everything. One of my mentors told me it's the highest form of love. I just know that the opposite really showed up in my life. When I wasn't grateful for the small things in my life turned to shit. When I implemented gratitude, little things in my life began to change, and those little things turned into big things.
I don't want to hear how this guy improved his life for realsies. I want to see him drink pee-pee.
I'm so grateful for everything, even the bad stuff that's in my life, because
what's wrong, kitty?
It's teaching me in the moment. My brother challenged me to...
They're mewing.
3 things you're grateful for first thing in the morning?
Yeah, gratitude's good. Gratitude meditation, that's a thing in, like, cognitive behavioral therapy, too, is just sitting and trying to think about things you're grateful for.
You know?
I don't think the kitty's sad. I think she got her toy. She'll meow like she is announcing her hunt.
What can I say?
I'm gonna keep playing this. I'm gonna check on the kitty real quick.
I was in that complaining, blaming loop. I'm human just like everyone else, and the human condition is real, right? So these practices can help ground me. I guess you could just look at it as simply we got injured. We couldn't solve our problems. She called for the divorce, and it was literally the best thing that happened to the family because it just cleared everything. You know, she started working with plant medicines on her own. I was doing my internal work. A year later, after that, she came back to me and we started working together with plant medicine. And then we had an opportunity to go to an ayahuasca retreat. All was forgiven, all was forgotten. So it was really an internal job, even though we did it together. I just let her have her own process. We're about to move back in together, and I'm just committed and devoted at a completely different level that I'd never been before. I've heard that chairs
the kitty's fine.
Are the new
she just wants
cholesterol.
attention.
So most of your neck pain and back pain are going to go away.
I told her she can come up here, but I have to work, so. And my work involves watching people drink their own pee. There are worse jobs.
But 2 minutes of...
At least I'm my own boss.
2 minutes of hanging every day. You do it. I'm going to jump in a cold shower.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, whee!
If we're truly going to change the world, then I have to lead myself. And I did the research on education and how the brain works and brain functions. So I send my children to the Waldorf school system because it honors the child as a spiritual being coming in from the spiritual plane to the physical plane. They honor the brain development of the child. Waldorf teaches the kids how to think, not what to think. My dream and
Logarth says, you're so eager to see him drink pee, I guess you could say urine patient.
choice for rearing my children is to provide them an atmosphere for them to go deeper in their understanding of themselves, and then from there utilize their brain and the laws of alchemy to create whatever the mind can envision, whatever their hearts desire. They can program their mind to create their reality. We're not really taught that in school. I was on my own since I was 14 years old, and so I believe that resilience and strength and character help you in the long run. Schooling and programming by the industrial age school system, you know, is very short-lived, and so they need very practical skills and tools, and that's my job as a parent, to help them understand that.
You know when cats go like this? You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Cats.
Yeah. They wake you up like that?
This cats do qigong.
Qi means energy?
No, they don't. Cats do that because they were weaned too soon from their mothers. It's the same... It's basically the same thing that they would do to try and get the mom to, like, let them drink milk. But if they were weaned too quickly, they don't unlearn the behavior. So if your cat does that, especially on you, it's cute. But also sad.
And gong means practice.
It's also a
So
comfort
this is an
thing, yes,
energy
but that's where it actually
cultivation
comes
practice.
from as a comfort
So what
thing,
I like to do
being
is
with
a
their
little bit
mother.
of bioenergetics, really just shake the tissues out. You can find a good space and just get grounded and stay there. And then you can just shake it out, one hand at a time.
Ooh.
Right? Get the backside going. Get that fascia moving. Right? Move it or lose it. To get the emotional stuff through the body.
Yeah, get
right?
the trauma out of the body.
The purpose of exercise is to move the lymph, and exercise is a necessity, not a luxury. The shoulders in front.
Oh, this feels
Whoa,
so nice.
dude.
Right, it's so simple.
Feels like I'm about to rap battle someone.
Get it, right?
Ah, the witch vibes.
So my mission is to raise human consciousness and change all systems on the planet. My vision is clean air, water,
At least they're reasonable goals.
soil, equitable systems for all mankind in my lifetime. We've got a failing medical system. We've got a failing educational system. We've got a failing transportation system. We're still running on fossil fuels, known pollution for many, many years.
And you're gonna solve it by drinking pee. Get to the pee! I'm skipping to the pee. Their butthole sunning. Cool. Skip to the pee!
Not causing.
Oh, we can watch him get tortured too. That's funny.
Known them for 10 or 15 years. This is typical hardcore shamanic medicine. I'm not always looking forward to it. I have a lot of trepidation.
It was the most painful experience in my life by far.
Can you explain exactly what this method is called?
Peta.
It's Chinese.
Peta.
aka slapping.
Slapping.
And it comes from Chinese medicine.
Yeah, it's ancient Chinese medicine. It predates traditional Chinese medicine. It's the original Chinese medicine, and it's still practiced today in China in monastery. Yes, this is from the slapping.
Okay, I need to ask an immediate question I have,
Yes.
which is why would you do something that causes?
Well, I'm going to explain. He had a chronic knee injury for 2 decades, one treatment, and it was healed.
What?
Yeah, because
I don't believe you.
This is the answer to your question is
Neurotic Nanette, thanks for 17 months.
massive stem cell release. When you do this technique,
That's not how that works. That's not how anything works. I want to have lupine in the shot, but also I need to be in the shot.
you're getting a huge dump of stem cells into the tissue. Okay, and the body's doing it. It's literally like going and getting a $10,000 stem cell injection, and all
No,
you're doing
it's
is
not.
slapping
He's
it.
lying.
So when you slap it, it brings
do
the
the kitty cam.
toxicity up, but once it's cleared, it never comes back.
It's no different from bloodletting or...
In that it's bullshit. Logard says, I would not be at all surprised to find that this guy that was left alone since he was 14 was left alone with a sizable trust fund. Oh yeah, definitely. Neurotic Nanette says, I've never had a stream baby named, by the way. Okay, this stream baby's name is going to be Earthchild Divine. Earthchild Divine. What's the name of this one? Video capture device 2, and this one. Oh, I need to resize this. Sorry, just fixing this real quick. MMO Addicted says, I'm going to stay and try and figure something out. I'm sorry, I'm not in the best place mentally, but I'm going to stay and fight for what's mine. For all my hard work, I refuse to be run out by ignorant assholes. This is my home, even if it's hard. Fuck them over my dead body. Good for you. Alright, Lou. There, you have your own camera. Please do not get up. I worked very hard for it.
Some forms of acupuncture and cupping.
Just give me your arm.
Okay.
So just
You're gonna do the whole 5 minutes?
No, I'll just do like a minute. Not even that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, just relax. Okay, just relax. Everything relax. Let it go. Let it go. Relax everything. Let's do it till we get to blue. It's already getting red.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's lost some weight. She's lost like half a pound. We have her on a restricted diet because we got her and she was large, so she started losing weight. Then she gained weight, and now after the move, or she had lost weight again. Then we moved. Then I think she started stress eating because of the move, so she gained more weight. And now we're again restricting her diet to get her down to a healthy weight. Because I know she's large. I know she's unhealthily large. We're working on it. We're trying to get her to exercise more and everything, but she's just very sedentary. Lupine, what is your opinion on these people? She says she licks her brother's butthole, and even she thinks this is disgusting.
Look at that. Oh, yeah. And this, look at, see, now look at, you're already starting, look at, it's already getting soft. It's already getting soft. Yeah.
We give her dry. We occasionally give wet food, but most of the time it's dry.
That was like 30 seconds.
I didn't plan on doing bingo today, and we haven't been.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Oh my god.
Stay calm, breathe, breathe.
Okay. Okay. Oh my.
Hold on. Let's do this for a sec.
Calm, breathe, breathe.
Okay.
Bye, Lou.
Okay. Oh my god.
I'm a child, I swear to God. Neurotic Nanette says, love you, Hannah. This is the second time I've been able to catch you live, but I always watch you on YouTube. I've been watching you since you and Jake started the Bible Reloaded. Well, thanks very much for checking me out here. Let me turn the kitty cam off since she moved.
Here's my take. If I knew that 150% that this is, because I don't know. I haven't researched this, I have no clue. If I knew, oh, this is so effective, this is the best thing for your body, maybe I would endure it, but I don't know enough to endure that type of pain with not being able to.
It's not real. Don't do it. Dr. Gamble says, next we'll show you how to cure your cancer by punching you in the face repeatedly.
This shit out.
Do you know if your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer? Middle school vibes.
Well, just so we know, just the fact that that came out in 30 seconds, I would say you have disease in your body.
This is powerful and painful medicine. So for a healer to be able to administer it, they're gonna have to have the right frame of mind. So he's the type of guy that I want on the job.
So just breathe, relax, meditate. So this is a healing and not a torture, it's a healing.
This is healing, not torture. This battle cleric.
Wow. Let's see that. Oh, that's good. That's good.
It's not good. It's the opposite of good. It's not good.
Yeah, get a little sweaty.
What is it supposed to accomplish? They think it stimulates blood or stem cells. Which is funny because part of Baja's research is on stem cells, so I really wish I could have her here to explain why that's bullshit.
Ready? Here we go. Next 5 minutes. Breathe. Woo! There you go. Let it rip. Woo! Woo!
Time. Oh, motherfucker. Alright, what's the next one, man?
Other leg.
Inside?
Same thing.
Oh, is he gonna do his back? No!
There's a part of me that wants to check out, and there's another part of me that just wants to fucking stare my shadow down in the face.
Heal, 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 heal.
I swear to God, you want to find God, you want to pray to God, you gotta fucking do this, man.
What the fuck? Maps and Mimic says, gotta say, I'm at work and only able to listen. This is wild audio only experience. You're welcome. Morok says, wait, Baja's research is in stem cells? Does she know anything about avascular necrosis? I'm probably gonna lose my legs in a decade due to it. My doctor tried to treat it with stem cells, but it didn't work. You'd have to ask her. Hydrate. Her research is specifically in not necessarily like applications for stem cells in medical stuff, but it's more like high concept, like, how do I explain this? How stem cells differentiate into different kinds of stem cells, because there's more than one kind of stem cell. There's like pluripotent stem cells, and then there's like other kinds whose name I'm forgetting. And her research is what factors go into determining what makes a stem cell this kind of stem cell versus another stem cell. So she's kind of higher up in the, like, if research is a stream and at the bottom of the stream is actual like medical use practicality, she's very high upstream in theory and concept as to how these things even work currently.
I feel all of my pain. I transmute all the pain for everyone on this planet. It's riding that pain threshold, riding that edge, praying to God, accepting.
Profane Priestess says, so according to these people, everyone who's into impact play and spanking should always be in perfect health. I guess so.
All things.
If that's the case, you'd think I'd have a nicer butt.
Nice.
Maybe I need to have Baja get some stem cells and inject them directly into my ass so it gets nice and thick. Double C. What's impact play? Hitting.
That was probably one of the most intense 30 minutes I've ever been through in my life. It was no walk in the park, I'll say that, but you know what? It's a big mind over matter, and if we're going to create our dreams and create sustainability on this planet, we've got to overcome where our mental constructs are right now.
I'm honestly like tempted to want to do it just to see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
you.
does it make you kind of want to do
very
it?
curious. I mean, I feel like watching it, I have PTSD.
Perry, next collab.
I think I gotta go.
What do you think is the meaning of life?
To live it. I mean, but live it fully.
Yeah.
And
What
part
is-
of life is understanding death.
Do you believe our souls are eternal?
I try not to have too many beliefs.
Hmm.
As human beings, we fucked ourselves, so we have to learn how to unfuck ourselves, right? Don't worry about the old systems. They're gonna fall away.
Yeah.
They're already rotten. They're already rotten.
This has been awesome. My man. My man.
Bring it in.
It smells like ammonia.
Let me smell.
This is the aged urine. Don't smell the man's aged pee.
Smell that. Smell that shit. Wait, should I?
You really want to smell it? It's my pee, so I like it.
Dude.
What the fuck?
I can't even.
You like the smell of your own pee.
So it's fermented urine. I use this thing to inject.
All right. It's Thursday night. Who wants to get pee drunk?
Inject it up into my anus, and the parasites.
What? He's gonna... He's gonna enema his fermented piss into his asshole. It's on YouTube, so it's fine. They clearly don't show anything.
That I saw come out of my body were incredible.
You injected this up your butt,
Yep.
and parasites came out.
It's not parasites. The Jilly Juice people do this too. They look at pieces of their intestine that they have, like, taken away, basically. Oh god, what's it called? It's something where you basically screw up your intestines and parts of your intestinal lining come out, and then woo-woo health people think it's parasites when it's really just intestinal lining. He's literally gonna piss in his own ass. Hey, it's the 21st century. I guess he can do what he wants. Overthought says, "Sir, that's not the orifice or the direction any of this should be going."
That's
Dude,
correct.
It smells like pee in here so bad.
Aged urine enemas.
Ah!
It's one of the more, powerful medicines. But the fact of the matter is, I've been doing it for 15 years.
Did I see Mr. Blast in here somewhere? I thought I did. Everyone say hello to Mr. Blast because he is recovering from a surgery. So everyone wish Mr. Blast well. Sorry I couldn't be there to visit today. Hopefully I'll be able to see you soon. I love you, and I hope you're doing excellent.
And I like it.
Look at you. It works. And you put it on your face, too.
Yeah, topically.
This is a golden shower. This is the
We're
definition of
using
what a
a
golden shower is.
I mean, this is the beauty secret of all beauty secrets.
Neurotic Nanette says, this is like when John Harvey Kellogg did yogurt enemas and ate the rest of the yogurt. Oh.
Gurus, take notes.
I think Raquel Welch did this.
Does the pee work in a pheromone way where it's
Yep.
your own pheromones?
Chicks want to fuck me. You pee a little bit out. This is the morning pee when it's...
They didn't show anything, so that's fine, but I'm still gonna skip it.
Just wash that cup out and I'll do it.
So this is my old modeling book, and this is 1991 in Miami.
Wow, he looked a lot healthier before he drank his own
I've
piss.
experienced life today.
Yeah.
Fully. Pain, meaning, urine,
Hi, Olive.
life. And to that,
Yeah, I don't know how to put this, but I do not endorse drinking your own pee. Sorry. Moving on. This is quick. This is only 40 seconds long.
Whoa! Look at this!
Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters, and
She's braver than the troops.
debunkers. Well, are these flames defying gravity by going up?
No.
What force is pushing them up against the force of gravity?
Thermodynamics. Also, flames aren't matter. They're like... Are flames plasma, or are they just the visual result of a chemical reaction? Is it plasma that results from the chemical reaction, right? Like, it's not... How do I put this? It's a gas, so I'm guessing it's like a buoyant thing. It's buoyancy, but buoyancy requires gravity to calculate. Did someone say there's a new Peter video? Gravity isn't a fallacy, you just don't understand it. Because Peter hasn't put anything out in a long time. So it's been about a month since Peter posted a new video, but it looks like Peter has a new video. It's only 4 minutes long, but I'm so excited. I'm glad we have our boy back. Welcome back, Peter. Let's see what he's on now.
Welcome back, Patriots. Do you remember when I said when True Social is released, Trump is going to go on the offensive? Well,
what's DWAC doing? DWAC. Oof. Okay. So DWAC is the stock that is associated with Truth Social. It pumped, and then the app released, and it was awful, and now it's down. It's down from its all-time high. Its high was 97, and now it's at 64, so it's lost about a third of its value. And I know Peter bought into it. I don't know at what price point Peter bought into DWAC, but if things continue as they currently are for Truth Social, not going to be good for his wallet. MMO Addicted with 100 bit says, okay, that Peter-gasm you just had, Hannah, made me smile. Thank you.
turns out I was right again. So True Social, obviously, it's been...
What have you been right about, Peter? Just curious. Remember when you said Trump had to be in office by 2021? Otherwise, the world was going to end, and then it didn't end?
In a soft launch, it's only available to Apple users.
He sounds congested. Does he have allergies, or is he sick?
And I think in a couple days it'll be available to Android users and everyone on the internet as well. But it's been released, and I've been waiting for that big boom, and it just happened a couple days ago. Trump did a lawsuit where he managed to get, it seems like dozens and dozens.
The lawsuit's amazing, by the way. I don't know if anyone else follows, like, legal analysis and lawsuit channels that kind of look at bad lawsuits. That lawsuit's pretty fucking great. So if you have anyone that you watch that covers stuff like that, I'd highly recommend you look at their analysis of those documents initiating the lawsuit, because they're very poorly constructed and it's pretty funny. Hadley Owl says, bits for that adorable display of glee. Thank you.
Of what I believe to be criminals to be connected in all in one RICO lawsuit. And so this is a huge...
It's never RICO. Peter, how many different things have you been excited for only for it to turn out to be nothing? The Kraken. The inauguration you thought was going to secretly be Donald Trump. You thought the electors were going to secretly vote for Donald Trump. You thought the Arizona audit was going to get Donald Trump in. You thought the 60-something lawsuits Trump had against the election were going to go through, and none of them did. You thought everything was going to happen, and none of it happened. Peter, is it time to start considering that you are incompetent at thinking about what is going to happen politically? You are bad at this. God, I missed this.
Huge lawsuit. A lot of people are like, oh, it's not a big deal because he's only suing for $72 million in damages, and that's not a big deal. But the thing is,
it's honestly not a lot of money for, like, what he's claiming in the lawsuits, I think. It's not a lot of money for Donald Trump if you believe he has billions and billions of dollars.
That isn't the distraction. He actually doesn't care about making money from this lawsuit at all.
Because Donald Trump, famously, doesn't care about money at all.
He's spending over $30 million on the lawsuit in the first place. So he really doesn't care about the money. What he cares about is this RICO lawsuit means Hillary Clinton and a bunch of other people are going to have to testify under oath.
Hillary Clinton has testified under oath many times before.
And so now they are in a situation where Trump already knows what they've done. They already have all the information about what these people have done, the crimes they've committed. And so if they admit to doing these crimes, they would probably...
Yeah, he's bringing a RICO lawsuit, which, if you know anything about anything, you know that it's never RICO. RICO was... It was a statute that was basically put into place to stop racketeering operations. I talked about this the other day, I think on Sovereign Citizen Watch, because some sovereign citizen was saying he was going to sue the police department under a RICO statute. RICO is like the racketeering something. I don't know the exact wording. But anyway, it's so if a mob boss, orders his criminal organization to carry out some criminal act, you can basically get everyone up in that chain of command charged for that offense. Narnia Owl says, Trump's lawsuits and Peter's predictions do have a lot in common. They never work out. True. Racketeer influenced and corrupt organizations. There we go. Thank you.
Probably get a lighter sentence. But, obviously that video will go viral, and they'll have True Social there to make sure these videos go viral. And if they lie, then that's even worse for them. So he's really got them trapped in a situation here. And this offensive is happening literally as True Social is about to be released to everyone else in the world. So this is very, very exciting. There's so many attacks on what Trump's doing and so many attacks on his website. But the thing is, they're attacking it because they're panicking. They're attacking this lawsuit and be like, oh, it's not a big deal. Or one guy was like tweeting, some supposedly like super genius lawyer was like, he wrote fictitious and fictitious, but fictitious is not a word.
Yeah, spelling mistakes in your lawsuit are generally not a good sign of having great lawyers. They announced that they're not doing E3 this year, not even digital. It's kind of a shame, but I get it. E3's kind of past its sell-by date in terms of its necessity. Now with the prevalence of the internet and companies having their own ways of directly talking to consumers, I get it. But I remember being younger and being so excited for E3 and having all sorts of games announced, and I remember Portal being announced and being so excited for that, and, it's a nostalgia thing, but I get it.
And then if you Google it, obviously fictitious is a word, but
they claim to be returning next year. We'll see.
They're like nitpicking, trying to find like something dramatic.
Peter, no, there's legal analysis of this lawsuit that completely explains why it's bad. There's someone I follow. Why am I forgetting his name right now? Let me pull up his Twitch. I raid him sometimes. Let's see. Quest Authority. Quest Authority, I believe, did a thing on this.
At this time of year, in this part of the country.
If not, then Leonard French did an analysis of the lawsuit, and it's bad. Neurotic Nanette says, do I think there's ever a chance that Peter would stop supporting Trump? If yes, what do you think that would be? No, but I do think he'll shift his focus. Like, if Ron DeSantis becomes the Republican nominee and he becomes the new figurehead of sort of the new fashy Republican Party, he'll shift his focus to DeSantis probably, but still like Trump. And he'll be like, Trump started this movement, but he passed the baton on to DeSantis or something similar. India Owl says, Peter, nobody but you and your QAnon fellows care about what Trump is doing at the moment. Never mind care about sabotaging him. I know, it's great. I never have to think about Donald Trump except when I'm covering Peter or another conspiracy theorist talking about him. It's kind of awesome, honestly.
There's something horrible about this lawsuit, when in reality, this lawsuit is going to get a lot of people in trouble as they...
Joe Mama 5, thanks for following.
Swear under oath, and then they end up lying, which ends up biting them in the end, so... Trump is going on the offensive, and then you have Biden's wonderful LAPTOP, if you know what I mean. And
are they still trying to do the laptop thing? They're still claiming that laptop exists. Didn't, which senator is the one who's the... Matt Gaetz. Didn't Matt Gaetz recently say he had possession of it? I thought Tucker Carlson had it and then lost it. And Rudy Giuliani also claimed to have it. Man, that laptop sure gets around. It's funny, too, because if any of that was true, it would be useless as a piece of evidence because the chain of custody has gone through like 15 different people, all of whom have things against the Bidens. So it would be useless as any sort of piece of evidence in any criminal proceeding, even if it was real, which I don't think it is.
And that's going to bite him really hard in the bum. And... you know, a lot of people are saying that this information coming from Biden's little old Apple is going to be something that takes down the whole presidency. And so The offensive has started. You know, this Apple situation is going to blow up in Biden's face. These two lawsuits.
Apple situation? I don't know what he means.
It's one that he has against big tech, one that he has against all these dozens of people, the news agencies, and a bunch of people who included against him. These are all culminating. They're all blowing up right as Truth Social is going to be released. So I'm very excited.
Released.
He is going on the offensive. We should all be.
It's already available on Apple. Let me see. Apple versus Android market share. That's global market, US. Android only accounts for 46% of the US mobile market. Apple accounted for 53%. So most people already have access to Truth Social. It's just not popular outside of really right-wing circles. So, Peter, it should already be a thing. If you think anything was going to happen, it would have already happened. Peter has Android, so to him it's not released. Does he have Android? If so, that would kind of make sense. I have Android. I prefer Android to Apple. I don't like Apple. But that's a preference thing. I don't really care. Neurotic Nanette says, awesome to watch you live. I get to ask you everything I'm wondering about on the fly. Love you, Hannah. Thank you. Thanks for the bits.
Be excited, and big things are happening. I'm also going to be on True Social soon, and I'm going to pivot to be more focused on health, because I feel like that definitely is my forte, and it's something.
It's definitely not because he's been wrong about everything Trump related. That can't be the reason.
Thing I've always wanted to do. I haven't had a platform where I could really do that well, so I'm going to do that on True Social, and I think I'll dabble in politics here and there, but yeah, I will be posting a video as soon as I get on True Social, and I have videos up there.
Well, that means I gotta go too. That's a shame.
I will let all you guys know. Thank you for supporting me.
Oh yeah, for him health means weed. He's gonna talk about smoking weed.
So much.
Which I'm wondering how Truth Social's gonna feel about that, considering they're, you know, right wing.
I really appreciate it, guys. And be excited, because at this point, I think that I've just been trying to make people excited about politics, but I don't need to do that anymore, because the next week or two it'll be obvious that there's a lot to be excited about, in my opinion. So hopefully big stuff happens, more and more big stuff, and people see how important it is and why this is super exciting, and get on the Trump train. All right, have a wonderful day, guys. God bless you, and God bless America.
I missed that guy. I really did. Missed you, Peter. I hope he starts posting again soon. I get it if he doesn't. I imagine he's pretty dejected. But, I don't know.
Welcome.
Either way, I miss his perspective, because I find it really entertaining. So let's move on. Neurotic Nanette says, more and more big stuff? Don't you mean more and more bigly stuff, Peter? Isn't Truth Social just a failure at this point? I honestly don't know its, like, user. I've never been on it, so I don't know what its, like, daily user base is. I don't know how active it is. Has Trump posted on there yet? I know he hadn't as of a few weeks ago. Even though it's his service, he never posted to it. It's very strange. So I don't know. Like, did Trump legitimately believe that he was going to start Truth Social and immediately he was going to get as many followers on there as he had on Twitter, and now he's just disappointed or something? Like, Trump, you weren't going to get as many you weren't going to get as many followers there as you were Twitter ever. I can't make an account. I don't have an Apple device. You don't have to pay to get an account. That was a rumor that turned out not to be true. Hello, Lawrence. Thanks for following.
I remember when I thought we went to the moon. And I trusted everything that NASA'd say. Maybe they misplaced the tapes, and we'd be back one day. And when you're out there, yeah, I got ostracized for questioning something that gives people pride.
Neurotic Nanette says, the last we heard about Trump over here in Norway was he was begging Putin about dirt on Hunter Biden. Yeah, I think he's doing that right now. He's asking Putin for info about the Bidens.
Or did I know too much? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy?
Yeah, he got ostracized for being a neo-Nazi. That's a good point. Owen is a neo-Nazi.
Possibly. When I'm out here telling you to prove that the earth is round, you scream so loud it don't make a sound.
That doesn't really make sense as a lyric, does it? Neurotic Net says, one thing I don't understand, why Hunter? He's not the president. Is this a penis envy thing? I'm so confused. I think maybe they couldn't really find dirt on Biden, that people didn't already, like, know that he's kind of like a weird older guy who doesn't have very good social presence. So, like, other than that, I guess they couldn't find anything, so maybe they're just trying to focus on his kid, because Hunter does and did, or at least did. I think he's clean now. I don't know, though. Nor do I care. But Hunter did, you know, have a drug problem and stuff, so they thought that was an avenue of attack that'd be easy. I don't know why.
I'm doing a mind exercise, and it's no surprise.
It's too good, I know, right?
That you think I'm crazy. That you think I'm crazy. That you think I'm crazy.
You did miss Peter, I'm sorry. I'll put it on YouTube, though. I have stuff to... I have a bunch of stuff I need to get on YouTube.
I think it's insane. I think it's insane to eat what they throw in your trough.
I need to learn piano. I think the production value of this show would go up like 800% if I learned to play piano and just kept it here. Just made fun of people via song.
Your soul is telling you something is off. Maybe that's the cause of your depression, to be a slave to what we've been told. Or maybe you're crazy. Or maybe you're crazy. Or maybe you're crazy to keep your blindfold on.
Anna McKean, thanks for following. Ooh, yeah. Wrong key. something different than a keyboard. I should learn the hurdy-gurdy. Isn't that really hard to play?
Maybe I'm crazy.
See you later, Mr. Blast. Love you. Get some rest.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. But probably not. Good evening, bears. Welcome to another stream. I'm your host, Owen Benjamin, or as Germans say, Owen Benjamin.
Again, he's a neo-Nazi. So, just so everyone knows. He's not a good guy. Just so everyone knows.
I'll show you a beautiful thing.
Everything else is taken, yo. Thanks for 23 months, almost 2 years. Wow, I have been doing this forever.
Community coming together, working together, building together. They are dying for people to not see. They will do anything to keep people.
If they're dying for people to not see, then you're nailing it, Benjamin. Ayo.
From seeing that this isn't what makes the world. Actually, it is what makes the world go round. Round. The world isn't round. Play their game and win, and then escalate, and then currency becomes so much more. Family, nutrition, the ability to express yourself in truth. Maybe you've made an amazing blueprint for others. Yeah, Dave Weiss just added a community part to his app. Sun, Moon, Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. I took a lot of time to remember that. Because community is the wealth, and that's what they're trying to destroy it at all times. Now his app, you can like look in your area and see if there's other flat earthers around that you can have a barbecue with. Guys, that's worth more than all of this. But you keep asking for this. This is how we get means of production. This is how we get land. This is how we build cottages for camping and community stuff. You can't quit before you even start. And these little things.
Neurotic Nanette says, no idea if the hurdy-gurdy is difficult. It's awesome, though. Here's a sample to check later. Okay, thanks.
Change everything. Little tiny things like that. Unauthorized, the fact that I can live stream every day from our own platform has changed.
Astro... Wrong pipe. Astro Fox says, LOL, the Nazi talking about means of production. Pretty famously, Nazis steal socialist talking points in order to further fascist ideology. It's kind of a big thing about Nazis.
So much about culture.
We're now tuned in to another episode of the Truth Zone. This is your host, Truth Seeker here. I appreciate you tuning into this video. And the Super Bowl was littered with satanic imagery even throughout the commercials. Some of these commercials were blink and you miss it moments. Like I didn't even notice this commercial until I went back on YouTube and found this.
If everything is satanic, then nothing is.
Commercial, and of course, they have to have satanic, demonic possession in a commercial with this girl floating, levitating. We know levitating, what that's associated with.
Hacky stage magicians.
All the satanic stuff that we see constantly. And this woman is obviously demonically possessed, being
I guess I just assumed she was a ghost.
portrayed kind of like a zombie almost. And of course, at
These people don't even know the difference between zombies and ghouls. Those fools.
the end of the commercial, Seth Rogen, we know how much of a puppet he is, marries the demonically possessed woman. It's just more of the same garbage that we see throughout, and it's just laughable. And then another thing I noticed was
I love
when they
what
were
they're
promoting
gonna. I love when they talk about the Doctor Strange stuff as if it isn't intentionally magical. Neurotic Net says levitating, getting high equals drugs or Satan. It is Seth Rogen, so yes, it's getting high.
Doctor Strange.
I'm excited for Doctor Strange, by the way. I'm excited to see Professor X again.
Movie coming out, the Multiverse of Madness
How's Ollie? Ollie's great. He was just up here looking out the window a minute ago.
movie. We see Wanda here, and she's in a ritualistic circle.
Yeah.
Has even the black and red theme going on, you know.
She's the Scarlet Witch. It's her character. And yes, she's casting a spell. She's a witch.
Which is associated with Satanism.
Not in the MCU.
It's just ridiculous. And of course, this movie's about opening other dimensions, portals. And that seems to be the ongoing theme with everything. It seems like it started with Astro World, with the whole see you on the other side. And then even the NFL promoted basically the metaverse stuff with their ad, showing the players come to life from a video game, basically showing that, hey, you can live forever through this metaverse, because they even had players like Walter Payton, who has passed away,
I don't think that was the point.
come out.
I don't even remember what that ad was for.
And another thing funny about this commercial, which shows how scripted the NFL is the fact that they aired this while the game was still going on. And the kid said, Super Bowl champions again. And then it showed Aaron Donald walk across the screen before the game was even over. So that shows you how scripted every thing is. And it's just ridiculous. And then we see right here where Justin Jefferson is doing his gritty dance that has taken over. It's been a worldwide sensation for the most part. With
I don't follow sports, so I don't understand any of these references.
the whole 666 hand gesture.
He's doing an eye thing. It's not 666. My God. Where would the third 6 even be? That would be 2 6s. Oh, is it? It's shaped like 6s, and then it's 3 and 3, so 6? Because that's a stretch, even by conspiracy standards.
He does this in real life, too. He's not the only player that does it, though. Even Jamar Chase does it. All these players constantly are promoting this, making it cool, where kids think this is cool. But it is their gang sign. This hand signal is the...
I'm just going to be honest. If Tila Tequila is in your gang, it's not the most exclusive gang. Someone would know about it and, like, go and tell someone.
666 hand signal. It's showing that they are initiated in, and they're trying to brainwash the masses. And then we had this commercial, of course, with more all-seeing eye propaganda featuring Scarlett Johansson. And this was an Amazon commercial, of course, where Alexa was basically can read their minds. You know, and again, it all falls into all this technology that they're promoting, this whole, you need the AI system. And then this alcohol commercial shows them enter into another world, another dimension state again. More of the same. Different dimensions, different portals, different worlds that they...
The idea of going to other lands has never been a thing in fiction before, by the way. Please don't look up C.S. Lewis. Neurotic Nanette says, all-seeing eye, shouldn't that be on the forehead? Yeah, you'd think.
They continue to promote.
Hi, Ollie.
And we know the things that's going on with
I don't know if MySpace is still a thing.
CERN. Well, those who are awake knows what's going on with CERN and the things they're trying to do.
Learn things about particle physics.
And of course, Jim Carrey had to have a spot in here. You know, his commercial seems, you know, timid at best, but...
Wait, did he do a commercial as the cable guy? That's an interesting reference for a Super Bowl commercial.
Of course, they're promoting the 5G, and we know how bad 5G is for you.
It's not bad for you. It's fine. 5G's fine. I have 5G right now. Look. I can't show it, but I have 3 5G bars right now. I live in this house, and I have 5G throughout the entire house. I'm fine. Siberian Winter says, living like these people and being paranoid about everything sounds so exhausting. Why would someone want to be this high-strung all the time? I don't know. Makes them feel more in control, maybe.
It's just crazy, all of the things they were promoting as we march more and more towards the digital age of the metaverse, where you can't even have a job unless it's through the metaverse, which is going to come one day soon.
Businesses don't even want their employees to work from home on a normal computer. You think they're going to make them use VR headsets?
If they have their way. They want you trapped into your home, not going anywhere, and being attached to this VR garbage. It's just crazy times that we are in. We just got to stay prayerful and stay awake. But I appreciate all the support. I would ask that you would just like the video to get the word out. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts on everything. And also, I'd ask that you would even support the channel through my Patreon. The link to that's in the description.
How much support do you think his Patreon has? Write a guess in the chat, and we'll take a look at his Patreon to see how much he has.
It's only $5 for the basic tier. And it's $10 for the premium tier where you get a t-shirt. Let's
take a look. Neurotic Nanette says, speaking of VR, are you still enjoying your QQI or Oculus Quest 2, Hannah? What's your favorite games? My favorite one is probably... Oh, boy. I really enjoy the Walking Dead game, because it's the most, like, fleshed out VR game I've played on the portable one. I really love Half-Life Alyx, but I have to plug it into my PC to play that. Super Hot's great. Artificial reality, or virtual reality is a fun narrative game. There's one, I forget the name of it, but you kind of swing around like Spider-Man and shoot stuff. That one's really fun and kind of viscerally. I'm very lucky in that I don't get motion sickness at all, so I can do VR with all the safety and comfortability stuff off, so I don't do the teleport. I use the full smooth motion when possible. So VR is really fun. I love it. Nick says, and yet this guy will probably vote for politicians who keep pushing for policies that incentivize profiting as much as possible. Probably. Oh yeah, I love Super Hot. Super Hot's great. Job Simulator is also cute. I didn't think Vacation Simulator was as fun as Job Simulator. Oh yeah, we're gonna check his Patreon. Speaking of which, you can always join my Patreon, patreon.com/Hannah Reloaded. Join my once-a-month patron-only live streams. It's fun. He has 2 patrons. Unfortunately, it's not clear what tier they're at. But I'm gonna assume... We can assume an average of $5, so maybe he makes $10 on his Patreon. What was the VR game? It's called Virtual Reality. It's a fun narrative, kind of tongue-in-cheek comedy game. Have I played Pistol Whip? I have not. Hernandia Owl says, the metaverse NFT craze is practically over in the normal business world already. Not that it ever went to anywhere, but conspiracy nuts will keep rambling on about this for decades, I'm sure. Probably. Is that the one by the Rick and Morty team? No, that's, accounting, which is good. I enjoy accounting too. It's fun for a little demo experience, but it's pretty short. I kind of hope they release Stanley Parable at some point in VR. I think that'd be good. They're supposed to do San Andreas VR at some point, which I imagine would look terrible, because San Andreas has aged terribly. Even the updated version looks bad. But I'd still probably play it, because I liked San Andreas a lot as a kid. And playing GTA in VR sounds fun. I'm excited next year. Next year, the PlayStation VR 2 is coming out. I bet they'll do Grand Theft Auto 5 support, and I think that'll be tons of fun. I enjoy VR a lot. I've done a couple VR gameplay streams where I played Half-Life Alyx. I'd like to do it more, but they don't get as many views, and I understand why. I'm not usually like a, you know, a streamer that does games, but I enjoy it. Let's see what we're doing next. Am I going to get Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Probably. Probably for PlayStation 5, because I haven't played that since it first came out, and I want Baja to play it. The views dropped when the rat friend ended. It's true. I need to restart and keep that rat friend. And then I need to, like, load... If I lose the rat, I need to reload a save or something. I cannot lose the rat! Ultra Deluxe does have new content, yes. Oh, this is the hurdy-gurdy thing. That's cool. Neurotic says, non-VR game, but have you ever played Control? If not, highly recommend. Oh yeah, I have Control. I like Control a lot. I still haven't beat it, though, so no spoilers. I have ADHD, so I jump between games. Right now I'm playing through Ghosts of Tsushima again on the PS5, like, updated edition. That game is so good. I love Ghosts of Tsushima. Ghosts of Tsushima is like one of the most perfect video games I've ever played. Like it does exactly what it sets out to do. Really great story, interesting characters, the visuals are fantastic, the gameplay is solid. It's an excellent game. How about this one? All right. Tsushima, whatever it is. Yeah, I'll watch some Kurosawa films at some point. Right now, I'm making my way through the Hong Kong Jackie Chan films and the Bruce Lee films, because I got some of the Criterion sets for both of those. So I recently watched Police Story for the first time, and it was really good. And I know, I'm just talking about Asian cinema in general. I know Kurosawa was Japanese. But, like, I've not played Sekiro, no. I don't really like the Soulsborne type games. Too hard for me, and I don't enjoy that as a challenge. But yeah, I'm making my way through some of the Kung Fu movies right now, and then I'll do some samurai movies at some point. Neurotic Nanette says, I have ADHD, so I won't spoil anything. Just Control has become my #1 favorite game ever. My previous favorite game held #1 spot since 1996. Nice. My favorite game of all time is probably Elder Scrolls Oblivion, but a lot of that's nostalgia. I've not seen Night of the Creeps, no.
Everyone knows the story of Atlantis, the advanced civilization that disappeared in the ocean. But not everyone is aware of the similar legends other cultures tell of their own lost cities, ones that were buried under desert sand, were overgrown by dense vegetation in the jungle. While many of these stories were considered fiction, an
That's Stargate. There's a Stargate there.
increasing number of archaeological discoveries has revealed these legends were more than mere myths. This leaves us wondering how many more lost cities might just be awaiting discovery. We may never find the underwater grave of Atlantis.
Atlantis isn't real. It was literally an allegory by Plato. He did not intend it to be real. Narodkin Nanette says, Oblivion is a great game except for the 3 voice actors voicing everything. To me, that's part of the charm. I know it's not good, and if they if they did a remake or like a remaster, I'd like them to get the lines redone, but I don't know. I think it's fun.
The golden streets of El Dorado or the peaceful mountains of Shangri-La.
El Dorado is also not real.
But we have found the following 10 lost cities. Starting the countdown with number 10, here are the most spectacular lost civilizations that archaeologists have uncovered. Number 10, Helike, Greece.
This isn't actually the video I thought it was. Hold on, let me pull up another video by them. Sorry. There we go.
The theory that advanced beings from another planet may have assisted in building the Great Pyramid of Giza is not something new. And when you think about it...
Yeah, it originated with racist white people who didn't think the Egyptians could possibly have built the pyramids on their own because, you know, they weren't white. Narnania Owl says, we may never find the sunken city of Rapture or the secret pipe to the Mushroom Kingdom.
It's not as crazy as it may sound. What else could explain how some of the most amazing and mysterious engineering feats in human history were accomplished? Moving massive stone blocks, apparently quarried from many miles away.
Because human beings are fucking crazy. Let me put this way. Have you seen the I know this is going to be such a cringe example, but seriously. You know how you casually play Minecraft? And then you go online and you're like, I wonder what other people have done in Minecraft. And you see the most insane shit you've ever seen, and you go, how did they build that? That would have taken so long and so much work and so much design work. Humans do that stuff. And it turns out if you have a bunch of labor that you can tell what to do, you can get stuff done. So the Pharaoh would be like, hey, you know how I'm a vessel for gods on Earth and I communicate directly with the gods? They told me they want you to go build a big pyramid for me. Cool? And then the architects go, all right, and they design it because the Pharaoh told them to. And then the laborers go and labor for decades because the Pharaoh told them to. Why did the subs auto to Spanish? Are you trying to learn Spanish? No, just for some reason this channel does that. Morok says, relevant.
Stop right there, criminal scum! Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
Me, when I accidentally put on the gray cowl of Nocturnal without thinking about it, and then fast travel to the Imperial City.
I'm confiscating your stolen goods. Now pay your fine, or it's off to jail.
And assembling them into something so colossal and precise seems like an insurmountable task, even today. With all
no,
the
it's not. If we wanted to build a pyramid today, we could easily, and we have. We've built pyramids with more precision and impressiveness than ancient peoples. This is all, we're not speaking relatively, of course, because considering the tools that they were dealing with and technology of the time, the pyramids are a wonder of the world for a reason. But we can absolutely build pyramids and have. Have you seen, is it the Bellagio in Las Vegas that has the giant pyramid?
Machinery and knowledge we possess. How did the ancients manage it so many thousands
the Luxor, thank you,
of years ago without the use of modern construction techniques and tools? How did they align the position of the pyramids with the Orion constellation and the shaft?
They had eyes and could see stars. Do you think people didn't look at the stars in ancient history? That was a huge thing. There were people whose entire lives were looking at the stars and doing, like, maps of them for navigational purposes, or people who used them for what they believed to be divination. Like, people had a deep, deep relationship with the stars in ancient history because we used them for calendars, we used them for navigation, and they believed, again, for telling the future, divination, and other woo-woo bullshit. But they were something that were incredibly useful to human beings in ancient times.
Openings to the Sirius and Draco constellations. Logically, it appears the ancient Egyptians must have known something or someone that we didn't.
No, they did. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are things that were known by the ancient Egyptians that we don't know in terms of how they constructed certain things or their methods, but they didn't have extraterrestrial knowledge. Neurotic Nanette says, even dung beetles use the Milky Way to navigate.
Some say that only those who have access to advanced technology would be able to create such a masterpiece. The creation of the Pyramid of Giza required extremely...
Have I seen the news about Trump's app? No. What is it?
Advanced mathematical, architectural, and...
The fact that it's getting released on Android? Or was there something else? Anti-Pretzel says, the missing knowledge brought to you by Julius Caesar. There's a reason we stabbed the bitch.
Engineering, geological, geographical, and even astronomical knowledge. Only then would they be able to create
93% user drop-off. Beautiful. Yeah, I saw the stock went down today because we were looking at Peter earlier. And the stock has been tanking, so I kind of wondered what was going on. Good.
Create such a massive stone structure with perfect mathematical alignment. Then again, maybe we aren't giving them the respect that they deserve.
Correct!
The ancient Egyptians were awfully smart, so maybe they could well have built their own pyramids without any
They did.
help from extraterrestrials. But the fact is, of the 7 wonders of the ancient world...
How's GameStop doing? Hold on. Oh god, why did it jump up again? I hate these people. I fucking hate it. Why? I hate the GameStop thing. I hate it. I hate them. I hate it. Sell your GameStop stock, please.
Not only is the Great Pyramid of Giza the only one still standing, but it was already almost 2,000 years old when other cultures began to build their wonders. And that is...
No, it's not about games. GameStop is hedging their price based upon their NFT marketplace. Oh, I made money on the GameStop thing too, like a year ago. But now it's complete lunacy that the stock is as high as it is, and it's being pumped by crazy people on the internet. There's a huge overlap between the QAnon people and the people who are into the GameStop stock. They're super investing into NFTs, which are terrible. Why do I hate GameStop? All the reasons I just listed.
If we believe what they tell us in school, that the pyramids are around 4,000 years old, which according to recent revelations is not true. Archaeological and geological discoveries prove that the pyramids were actually built around 10,000 years ago, a time when humans were believed to still be living in caves. All of these inconsistencies lead many people to believe in the stranger explanation, the only one which actually makes sense. Those who believe in...
Even if they were that old, you understand that different groups of people in different societies could have different levels of technological achievement, right? Like, you could have a large civilization in Egypt, and then other parts of the world you could still have more tribal living situations. That happens all the time. Different societies have different rates and paths of technological development. Not every human society does the same thing at the same time, or the same thing ever.
And the ancient astronaut theory have more reasons than the complexity of pyramid design to think that ancient alien visitors may have had a hand in the development and even in the creation of early civilizations. The head of Cairo University's archaeology department, Professor Dr. Allah Shaheen, has allegedly stated in a conference on ancient...
Allegedly. Interesting word. H. Baird says there are multiple pyramids. There's also prototype pyramids. One had the sides fall off, the other called the bent pyramid, which couldn't support the weight, so they changed the angle halfway up. This was a well-understood process. Hydrate.
Egyptian science, that there might be truth in the theory that ancient alien visitors may have been responsible for building the pyramids of Giza. Being further questioned by Mr. Marek Novak, a delegate from Poland, as to whether the pyramid might still contain alien technology within its structure.
No!
Dr. Shaheen was vague.
How are we only 3 minutes into this video? It feels like we've been here for an hour.
And replied, I cannot confirm or deny this, but there is something inside the pyramid that is not of this world.
Oh, God.
Is there enough evidence to conclude that visitors from another planet have been here for thousands of years?
No! Profane Priestess says the only thing you need to prove the alien pyramid or alien Stonehenge theories are racist is to look at the fact that no one made such claims about Nero's palace or the Colosseum or the Parthenon. Why? Because people erroneously believe the Greco-Romans to be like modern white people, whilst most people think of Egyptians and the Celts as being black and, quote, savage, respectively. Neurotic Nanette says, my question is, why would ancient aliens be so obsessed with helping humans build these structures? No idea. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Guiding and influencing the advancement of mankind? Or were the ancients far more advanced than we could possibly imagine?
It's that one, and it's not even that we can't imagine it. We understand that they were. The ancients were incredibly good at architecture. Like, architecture from the past is amazing, and it's how we learned architectural methods that we still use today.
Has some important information about our past been lost through the ages?
Most of it probably has. We don't know most history.
Of course, we'll probably never know for sure, but let's take a closer look and explore the shocking facts, the mind-blowing theories, and the fascinating possibilities about the true origin of the greatest and the most mysterious structure on our planet.
Okay, I could only get through the intro on that one. Sorry. Standing on the shoulders of giants, isn't it? Yeah. So, a while back we watched the first half of a video trying to claim that all celebrities or most celebrities are clones. I guess we should watch the other half. That's loud, sorry.
And remember this weird video of Beyonce?
Beyonce died in the year 2000 and she was replaced by a clone. You remember that video with her at a basketball game and she was like, and she was going all crazy?
If you missed the first half of this when we covered it, this video and these conspiracy theorists seem to think clones are robots or something. They don't seem to know what clones are. Renandia Owl says, we know how they did everything at this point. At most, we're not sure how exactly they managed to figure out the techniques back then.
I remember that video, but like... That ain't no human stuff, bro. That ain't
Humans never sway back and forth. Why would a human do that?
You seen George...
Tucker White with a link. Oh, God.
I think I'm a clone now.
I do like that song.
Bush lately? When Obama, I think it was like last year, and Michelle Obama had to control this fool because he was just going, he was just doing that.
So you saying clones is out here malfunctioning? Beyonce died in 2000?
Yeah.
How did she die?
Hey, man, they ain't gonna tell you if she's dead, and she's a clone, fool.
And remember when the country of Nigeria thought their president was a clone? And now we have the CRISPR guide to cloning mammals. And even Mary Tyler Moore was into cloning. And what about Paul McCartney? We all know the urban legend of Paul is dead, and
that's not true.
He allegedly died in a car accident on November 9th, 1966.
Literally, Paul McCartney has talked about this. Paul McCartney is not... Weird noise. Paul McCartney isn't wearing shoes on the cover of Abbey Road because he wore flip-flops to the photo shoot and he had to take them off. Oh, it's a ping pong ball the cats are playing with.
Did you know there is a man named John Holliday who lives at the real childhood home of Paul McCartney in Liverpool and looks exactly like the original Paul?
Does he? I don't think he does. No, Paul McCartney's still alive. I feel like we just jinxed it.
Could this just be a strange coincidence? Did the real Paul really die?
No, he's alive. He's a millionaire. He was in Wings. He's fine.
And if so, who is this guy?
He's Paul McCartney.
Some say this is William Campbell, who won a Paul McCartney lookalike contest. If you're a Beatles fan, you probably have always wondered why the band broke up after only 5 years. It is because of this man, Theodore Adorno. He was the director at Tavistock and wrote all of the Beatles' music. He died in 1969.
What? Rodnet says, nobody tell these people about tulpas. No, he did not write the Beatles' music.
The same year the band broke up. And if you have ever wondered how Michael Jackson was able to purchase the entire Beatles catalog,
because he had a gajillion dollars before he died. Tucker White says, if you wanted a more convincing clone of Paul McCartney, then they should have hired this guy. Oh, it's a Buggles joke. Is that a Buggles joke? Jesus Christ, that's obscure.
it is because Adorno's estate sold it to him. Here is Paul symbolically placed in a coffin-like box. Things are never what they seem.
Sorry, Ruddles, not Buggles, Ruddles, my bad.
Speaking of Michael Jackson, I highly recommend listening to Freeman Fly's podcast episode with Dr. David Lewis Anderson discussing Michael Jackson and time travel.
What?
Did you know Michael Jackson was the first celebrity client for the company Clonaid? What is Clonaid? Clonaid is a Canadian company.
It's a scam! I'm pretty sure we've looked at their website before.
Registered in the Bahamas that prides themselves on being the world's leading reproductive cloning facility. The premise of Clonaid was announced in 1997, and the company's intentions were to make advancements for human mortality and to allow homosexuals to produce a child. In
What? Nick says it's lemonade, but with clones.
1997, it was announced that the first American couple was going to invest in Clonaid by paying $500,000 to have a baby. The couple's names have never been revealed, but there is speculation that it was Barack and Michelle Obama.
What?
And after Clonaid's announcement in 1997, Malia Ann Obama was born in 1998. And why have we never seen pregnant photos of Michelle? And
I don't know if photos like that exist. But I also don't necessarily think it's people's business to see that, if that makes sense. Like, do you expect her after she becomes a public figure to be like, and here are pictures of me while I'm pregnant? Like, why? Who cares? Very strange. Neurotic Nanette says, the Obamas? Wow. Just wow. Jack and Claus says, I'm going to call pulling something from nothing speculating from now on.
this is random, but does anyone remember the 2013 Kardashian Christmas card?
No.
Where Bruce Jenner is trapped in a cloning tube?
Caitlyn Jenner. I don't like Caitlyn Jenner, but her name is Caitlyn Jenner.
And now he looks exactly like Cindy Crawford.
What?
So is there someone talking to you?
Yes, sorry.
Sorry about that. So I just was wondering
They
how
just
everyone's
came
doing.
in.
Hello, Courtney. Have we lost you?
All right, it looks like Courtney doesn't really want to go there
I
with
think
that
she's
question.
breaking. So I just was wondering
They
how
just
everyone's
came
doing.
in.
She can't hear them, it seems like. That's not a clone thing. That's a technical malfunction.
Hello, Courtney.
When I first discovered the Clonate website years ago, I remembered seeing Michael Jackson's name on the website and that he used their services. Of course, it has been removed from the Clonate website, but I found the proof that it did exist at one time. The YouTube channel, Pac Lives, still has the evidence. This is Kid Boo. Listen to what he has to say about Clonate.
My first gen was born in Jersey. However, I was cloned by Clonate in Canada. My model number is 0112568 if anyone wants to see the registration on Clonate.
Here is the CEO and founder of Clonate.
Is Bridget Boisselier, who is scientific director for a private company called Clonate. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the invitation.
Sure. Tell us first what Clonate is and what the company is working on right now.
Okay, so Clonate is a private company. We founded that 4 years ago, got the funding to really have that last August.
Tucker White says, boy, Kid Boo is less pink and more eloquent than I remember. I get it.
And so now we have 3
That's an anime
scientists
reference
working,
I got.
Almost full-time in a lab here in the United States with the major goal for us to produce a human embryo by human cloning.
She is also a member of Raelism, which is a UFO religion. Here you can
Raelism is crazy. We've covered it before briefly.
see the logo, and within it is the swastika and the 6-pointed star. Where have we seen those before? More patterns. Raelism teaches that an extraterrestrial species, known as the Elohim, created humanity with advanced technology. These Elohim created 40 human hybrids that have served as prophets to disclose the human origin. They claim these prophets are Buddha, Jesus of Nazareth, and Muhammad. They also believe that when Jesus returns, it will be his clone. Raelians call their approach
How are you going to clone Jesus? You don't have any of his genetic material.
scientific creationism, otherwise known as intelligent design, with efforts to push human cloning. In 2005, George W. Bush said that he believes intelligent design should be taught in all schools.
Yeah, because he's like a weird Christian right-winger that pandered to evangelicals. Narnia Owl says, I mean, they still sound more sane than this lady somehow.
In the book Family of Secrets, The Bush Dynasty, Russ Baker confirms the existence of more than one version of Bush Jr. It has been said that there are 14 versions of him, all birthed by
and they were all dumb
surrogate mothers that would be able to replace Bush if he were ever to go insane or die.
That's literally a guy who is a Bush impersonator who they had to the correspondence dinner as a joke.
Even David Letterman joked about
blood from the Shroud of Turin. Yeah, the Shroud of Turin turned out to be bullshit, though. It was a fake, so that wouldn't work.
it and pointed out how his nose always looks different.
Also, I don't think DNA lasts that long.
Pretty strange.
My understanding is that a lot of presidents have already been replaced.
That's right.
Yeah, like
I don't think...
They're walking around, they look old, but they basically, some of the people are just
I'll
second,
just give you
third
something
copies.
I'll give you something to ponder. Get some old videos of George Bush, when he first came into office. Look at the person and listen to him speak. Look at his actions and listen to everything that's there. Now, it's a lot easier to put somebody out in front to act as even Bush did. He had somebody else that was up there acting like he is and look like it. Even Hitler had he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was the one that they found in the ground over in Germany.
Untrue.
Speaking of presidents, Freeman Fly proposed the interesting theory that Obama was the clone of Akhenaten.
Interesting theory.
And Michelle Obama was the clone of his wife, Nefertiti. In the book, The 7 Clones of Barack Obama, occultist author Benza Magos discusses Obama as the spawn of an Anunnaki breeding experiment in order to bring back Akhenaten.
And you have to realize that there's more than one Obama.
Okay.
They're clones.
All right. Well, it would take a lot.
No,
to
you have
do
to.
a lot of that.
No, and you think I'm kidding you? I'm serious.
Okay.
You when you see the clone can sing and dance. Yeah. The real Obama. The real Obama. You can't say. And whenever you see his wife with the clone, she is like on a bad date. She's very standoff. Her inner kids. But the real Obama, they're always hugging him and close to him, kissing him, brushing the dandruff.
Bellstar, thanks for 23 months, says, oh shit, the clones.
She really does. That's why I did that commercial for whatever that shampoo was. No, but seriously. No, but it's true. No.
I would like the drugs he is on as well.
Even the little dog, the real Obama, the little dog's all up in their face. But the clone, the little dog is barking at the clone all the time.
While promoting Jumanji, Jack Black was asked about doing a sequel. He said, there is no choice. You have to do the sequel. Otherwise, they will kill you and clone you.
He's joking! Comedian says joke. More news at 11.
You could argue he was joking.
He was!
But why was this video removed from the internet? And shortly after this interview, Kevin Hart, who was promoting the same movie, admitted to being a clone.
How do you...
This one is also a joke. I've seen this clip before, because for some reason my job entails watching multiple people claim clones are real.
Do it. I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How do you do it? I have a clone. I was going to say that. There's two of you. Cat's out the bag. Okay? It's about a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you. I'm cloned. Okay. I appreciate it. So I'm able to do all that I do.
And then there was
Teen, thanks for continuing your gift sub.
Holly Madison, former Playboy playmate who once was the main girlfriend of Hugh Hefner and the star of the reality show, The Girls Next Door. There used to be a video online of her talking about being a clone, and of course it
13, okay, I wasn't sure if it was supposed to be leet speak. 13, good to know.
Was scrubbed. Holly once said, I don't get jealous of other girls because I was raised in a cloning lab to be the perfect woman for Hugh Hefner. So other than the fact that my IQ is probably a little higher than he would like.
Conspiracy theorists really don't understand how jokes work, do they?
I have nothing to worry about. Remember the media-frenzied paternal debate between Howard K. Stern and Larry Burkhead over who was Danny Lynn's real father?
I don't. I have no idea what this is about.
Frederick Prinz von Anhalt, who is the biological son of Adolf Hitler, came forward to claim that he was the real father.
Hitler didn't have any kids. What?
Paternity battle quickly morphs into a bizarre spectacle when Zsa Zsa Gabor's husband, Prince Frederick von Anhalt, holds a press conference to declare he may be Danny Lynn's biological father.
Well, I can tell you they are not the fathers. When you go out very often till 4 o'clock in the morning and you need people, you do something, things you don't even know the next day what you did.
How much weirder can this get? I'm telling you, they keep these bloodlines hidden.
No!
The film Boys from Brazil is about a cloning expert who implants numerous surrogates with Hitler's sperm in hopes that they will turn out just like the original Hitler.
Well, our scientists...
It's a movie!
...have learned how to make people. They call them synthetics. Are you familiar with those? Well, it's a synthetic. The synthetics, when you touch...
We have not figured out how to clone people yet.
Their skin, it feels like plastic almost. That's the latest.
That wouldn't be a clone. What do these people think clones are? Clones are not robots.
Technique. The old techniques. If you guys can rent a video, The Boys from Brazil, rent it, because in it, it gives you the exact way how our government's been making people.
Really?
The movie Boys from Brazil was written by Ira Levin. He was an American novelist whose book centered around exposing Satanism, the occult, human cloning, and ritual murder. He also wrote Rosemary's Baby and The Stepford Wives.
Basic Live YouTube, thanks for following. Or YT, I guess I don't know if that's YouTube.
The 1975 film, The Stepford Wives, is centered around a Manhattan family who decides to move to the suburbs in hopes of a safer life for their children.
Aren't the Stepford Wives also robots? Neurotic Nanette says, I heard about synths in Fallout 4, a video game.
The father joins a secret society where all the male members have killed and cloned their wives in order to program them to their liking. The main character, Joanna, meets Bobby.
Who are we watching? Their channel is called Prime Minister the Patriot.
And they become fascinated. friends. They gossip about how bizarre all the women in town act, and they form a women's liberation group to try to wake them all up. The plan backfires, and Joanna discovers that Bobby has been killed and cloned. When Joanna realizes she is next, she tries to escape with her kids. The movie ends with Joanna shopping at the grocery store, smiling and acting robotic. And as she passes her old friend Bobby...
It's weird that the remake of this made it more of a direct comedy and, like, took out the consequences. You know what I mean?
They politely greet each other, engage in a short, superficial exchange, and go about their day. And it is at that point we know Joanna was killed and cloned. They always say writers write what they know. What did Ira Levin really know? Jeffrey Peterson is an American...
It's a metaphor! It's a metaphor for men being against second-wave feminism and wanting lives to be basically objects that clean for them, cook for them, and let them fuck them. It's not literal, you idiot. Maps of Mimic says, it baffles me how many people don't understand the difference between a clone of someone and a copy of someone. Why would a clone have the original's personality, especially if these people believe in souls? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and a woman was the bad guy in the new one, thus ruining the message of the original.
American tech pioneer who created the Latin social media site KPasa. He is a Democrat and is very well connected through politics and Hollywood. In August of 2018, he started tweeting a number of threads about human cloning. They have all been removed, but I found and saved an archive of his old tweets. This is not a joke. I said I will never lie to you, and I will not. I clearly overheard it, and I could see that others who were there were also uneasy. I know what I heard. They are doing real-life experiments with cloning on remote islands. This is truth. What I heard that evening at the event where I had been invited was not improper for me to hear. Very clearly, loud and clear, that top personalities associated with the U.S. Democrat Party are very involved in experimentation.
Just the Democrats, though.
With cloning of biological beings. His second thread, which appeared a year later in 2019, discussed a conversation he overheard between Nancy Pelosi and John Sperling about a remote cloning project. Jeff Bezos was not there, but they were talking about him. And Nancy Pelosi kept saying, "He's doing mine. He's doing mine."
I preface it by saying, as you probably saw, there are military on the steps of Lincoln Memorial. What is it?
And remember this crazy...
If Nancy Pelosi was having a clone made, why would she still have her clone be a bajillion years old? Why wouldn't she make a younger clone? That doesn't even make sense. And also, if it's a clone, it wouldn't be her. Are they transferring their consciousness into their clones? Like, how? I don't even understand the narrative they're trying to drive.
Video of Hillary.
Tucker White says, Jesus, would that zombie retire already?
Clinton.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
You guys have got to try the cold chocolate.
Again, I don't like Hillary Clinton, but, like, she's joking. She's joking around. She's a weirdo. She's not a clone. Old lady humor. That's a good way to put it. How do we know Hannah isn't a clone? Lizard people can't be cloned, silly.
Gotta try the cold chocolate.
She did that because, by the way, in the longer clip, which we actually watched recently for some other conspiracy video that involved this clip, basically a reporter stuck a phone in her face for the recording, but it was closer than she expected, so she kind of did a, because she was startled, and then she made fun of herself for being startled by doing that. It was, like, one of the most human moments I've ever seen from Hillary Clinton, and they're using it to, like, say she's a clone.
In 2015, Hillary Clinton was on Another Round podcast, and she was asked what the weirdest thing about her was. She replied by saying, "I don't sweat." And then she said this.
You guys are the first to realize that I'm really not even a human being. I was...
Again, interpreting jokes is very literal. Nick says, the right is getting worse at comedy and the left is scared.
Constructed in a...
Is Lupine a clone? If so, then she is a clone that they accidentally put on the chunky setting.
Garage in Palo Alto a very long time ago. People think that, you know, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, they created it. They don't even know. Oh, no. I mean, a man whose name shall remain nameless created me in his garage.
Are there more of you?
Now, I thought he threw away the plans. At least that's what he told me when he programmed me, that there would be no more. I've seen more people that kind of don't sweat and other things that make me think maybe they are part of the new race that he has created, the robot race.
So there's a cyborg
but I don't,
army,
you got to cut that. You can't tell anybody this. I don't want anybody to know this. I mean, this has been a secret until...
She's on a podcast. She's making a joke.
Here we are in Davenport, Iowa, and I'm just spilling my, electronic guts to you.
What a strange thing to say. And who was this mystery man?
There is not one! It's a joke!
Some believe that man is Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons was an American rocket engineer, chemist, occultist, and a member of Aleister Crowley's OTO. The OTO is a secret society where you are able to rise to the top through a series of ritual dramas and sex magic rituals. Believe it or not, this group still...
That's funny. This must be an old video because Russell Brand is in this image, but Russell Brand is a woo-woo bullshit conspiracy theorist himself now, so they probably like him now. Amerly, thanks for following.
Today. In the book Satan's Children by Rebecca Scott, she claims that Jay-Z and Beyonce are high-ranking members of the OTO and have performed a series of sex magic rituals. I will not go into the sordid details of what they have done with other men, but I will say that the name of their daughter, Blue, was a nod to the Blue Bloods, the black nobility families. In 1946, Parsons conducted a sex magic ritual called Babylon Working, a series of rituals to invoke the goddess Babylon to earth. Babylon is otherwise known as the Scarlet Woman. The symbol of the Scarlet Woman is the red dress. In Jack Parsons' personal memoir, he wrote that with assistance from Aleister Crowley and NASA, they conducted the 11-day experiment at the start of 1947. It was written that their goal was to birth a female child who would end up being on the world stage as a dominant feminist to transform humanity and usher in the New World Order. If you fast forward 9 months later in 1947, you have the birth of Hillary Rodham Clinton on
PH Donkey, thanks for 2 months with Prime. Says, love what you do, Hannah. Thank you.
October 26, 1947.
Brilliant.
She is the only woman alive today who has been in the public eye as a leader and a former presidential candidate. And remember, they never thought she would lose. It has been rumored that she will appear again to run in 2020 to claim the throne for which she believes is all hers.
Well, that turned out to be untrue. Salt King, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Neurotic Nanette says, wait, what Persons? He actually blew himself up accidentally. Ren India Owl says, or Parsons rather. Ren India Owl says, I feel like I've seen this already, but I wouldn't be surprised if she just recycled these points again and again. Maybe. It's almost done anyway.
The HBO series Westworld takes place in 2058, depicting a simulated amusement park operated...
They're robots in Westworld. They're very complicated robots that use biological stuff, but they're still robots. They're like androids.
By the company Delos.
Not clones.
Westworld is populated by human clones that are controlled...
No, they're not clones!
...by a powerful artificial intelligence. The members of...
They're fucking robots! Why do these people... It annoys me more than it should that they don't understand the difference between, like, androids or robots and clones. They're different concepts!
This elite club can fulfill any desire they wish, including violence, murder, and rape of the clones. Kinda sounds like Donald Marshall's cloning center. Is this art imitating life? Westworld also brings to mind Jeffrey Epstein's Zorro.
Blade Runner would be a much better example. Blade Runner, they're not robots. They're artificial human beings that are cloned. So Blade Runner would be a better example. Replicants. The Salt King, thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub.
A ranch in New Mexico where he was creating a breeding farm. Did you know that Joe Biden owns a parcel of land on Water Island, right next to Epstein Island?
Even Hitler had he had his stand. In fact, his stand-in was
Neurotic Nanette, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. I appreciate that.
the one that they found in the ground over in Germany. I mean, Hitler and Eva and the dog and 14 other people got aboard a plane and flew down to Barcelona, Spain. You were aware of that. And then ended up in Antarctica or in Swaziland and then died a few years ago in Brazil.
Did you know that the Rothschilds own an island in Antarctica? Why did George Green say that Hitler went to Antarctica? Kind of makes...
Because he's fucking crazy!
...sense now that we know Hitler was a Rothschild.
He was not! 33% to level 3! Jack and Claus with 100 bits says, hype. Yeah, this is gonna get anti-Semitic, probably.
And remember when Vice asked...
I mean, that already was anti-Semitic, but I'm just worried it's gonna get more anti-Semitic.
How far off are we from digital clones of Black Mirror?
I was like, that's amazing. It's you know, what is, I've been trying to explain to people that, and it's because it's really different. It's not de-aging, right? So it's not my face and they just made it look younger. It's a 100% digital character. It's the...
Yeah, they're talking about the CG Will Smith and Gemini Man.
First ever 100% digital human. So I didn't see any of that. It was 8 months before I saw the scenes, and when I saw me and my new digital clone, it was spectacular.
It's literally images in a computer. It's not a real being. Neurotic Nanette with 150 bits says, my contribution to the hype train. Thank you very much. 45% to level 3.
It was actually a little freaky.
All I need to do is take 2 cells off of your body. Yours.
Uh-huh.
Wow, look at this. Look at this. Look at this amazing clone of MC Hammer that existed in the 90s. Holy shit. Hold on, is this copyright? No, it's fine. Guys, I have new evidence that MC Hammer was cloned in the 90s. Are you ready for this amazing discovery? Bad film, says the Salt King, and Bumble Homestead, thanks for 100 bits.
Hammer man! Hammer! Hammer man! Hammer! Whenever there's a crime, some crooks are gonna do time. They all better beware, cause the Hammer man will be there. Here's how it started a long time ago. The legend of the hammer and how it began to grow. He was given magical shoes from a hip-hop Motown dude. Together they had power. They stood up for what was right. But Gramps was getting old and he couldn't keep up the fight. Right. So Gramps and his granddaughter, they went out on the road to find a man they knew could jam, who was worthy of the load. They met a guy named Stanley. Who was dancing every night.
Okay. Will Smith's digital thing is the same but more complex as the animation of MC Hammer and Hammerman. Also, this is the worst theme song I've ever heard. It sounds like he's making it up as he goes along.
He helped the kids play every day. His heart was out of sight. So Gramps opened up the bag and took out the magical shoes. He set them on the ground and they soon began to groove. The shoes knew at once they had finally found their man. They hopped right on his feet and he became Hammer Man, Hammer Man, Hammer, Hammer Man, Hammer, Hammer Man, Hammer, Hammer Man, Hammer. Oh yeah!
Yeah, he was a superhero. Remember how after this, then MC Hammer tried to do gangster rap and it was hilarious? Profane Priestess with 45 bits says, no, the themes of Westworld and other shows, book, games like it are as old as fiction. What does it mean to be a person? Does a person even need to be human or even organic? These are philosophical debates that have existed for decades, if not centuries. I swear to God, we could get rid of like 90% of conspiracies just by teaching people how to philosophize and analyze media properly. 57% to level 3 with 40 seconds left.
We give them a small electrical charge. I'm just don't act like a fertilized egg. If I got a fertilized egg, all I need is a receiver in order to make it. So they were hypnotizing women, said they were being invaded by aliens. And the fetus starts growing, right? Needs food, where they can use.
Malice98, thanks for 2 months, says, have some money. Thank you. 80% with 20 seconds.
Too. Again, a food source, that's all we need. After about 14 weeks, all of a sudden that fetus is gone because they've learned to take, that's when the fetus starts developing its own blood supply. Then they've used a pituitary hormone extract that they have, which accelerates the being that grows. And the original technology was given to our government by the Greys.
Hi, Drake.
What did I just watch?
You watched a crazy conspiracy theorist say nonsense, much like you're doing. Thanks for the level 2 hype train, everyone.
And then I found this bizarre website called twinstrangers.net. You can find your doppelganger instantly. You can even set up a meet and greet with your twin.
There are, in the United States alone, over 300 million people. There's bound to be someone who looks like you. It's just statistics. Hawthorne with 100 bits says, it amuses me more than it should when you get so frustrated you're shouting at a woman who can't hear or respond to your points. I'm doing my best, okay? I'll keep my cool.
Then there are the celebrity lookalike photos. What is this? Can somebody please explain?
Sometimes people look like other people. I hope that clears it up for you.
The internet is even saying that Derek Chauvin, the cop who killed George Floyd, has a
The internet is saying a thing. Well, it must be true.
Clone. We've all heard the terms the Great Awakening and the event, and we all believe we are living in the end times.
No, we don't. Crazy people do.
But we don't know what any of this really means. There is a Twitter account who goes by the name Kabommer, who claims that the Galactic Federation missed certain opportunities in 2016 to trigger the event.
At the 11th hour, they're going to bring in the Galactic Federation to this, of course. I should check out a guy named God Rules. Okay. Let me YouTube him real quick. God Rules. Nice. He hasn't posted in a while. That's weird. 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and then 1 day ago. That's bizarre.
And that is why QAnon went into full effect.
Oh, he deletes a lot? Good to know.
In 2017. He claims that a parallel Earth has been created, and we will all shift into the new timeline on April 2nd, 2021.
Oof, that didn't work out.
11 p.m. Eastern.
Randy Owl says, the Galactic Federation, I hope they hire Samus Aran for it.
Time. Pretty specific. All of those who shift will essentially travel backwards in time to this date. Immediately upon shifting to the new Earth, the entire population will be ready to meet their galactic families.
Oh, this is some new age woo-woo bullshit. H. Baird says, I remember 2016, the event was clearly the Cubs winning the World Series.
Will have a new body and gain amazing abilities. He also says there will be people who will be left behind. Kabommer claims to get his messages from the Pleiadians. According to the book Dulce,
who are just Aryan aliens. Neo-Nazis love them.
Wars. There is a federation of space worlds based in the Andromeda and Pleiade constellations, including aliens from Sirius B, who have severed ties with the Ashtar Collective, which was infiltrated by the Orion-based reptilians and Greys.
Okay, that's not how I remember it, but let's keep politics for another day, okay?
The Pleiadians warn that
I really thought, though, this ramped up. It was already crazy, but this, like, exponentially ramped up the crazy in the last 5 minutes of this video for some reason. Like, they sat for the whole hour, time to talk about alien politics.
Rebel angels are now controlling the infiltrated segment of the Ashtar Command and are masquerading as ascended masters.
Morok with 100 bits says, Galactic Federation for some reason reminds me of this random log from Metroid Prime 2. A Galactic Federation trooper wrote in his personal log, asking me to believe in Samus Aran is like asking me to believe in Santa Claus. I just find it funny that Santa is still a thing in 21XX. I mean, Santa's been a thing for centuries, going back to, like, Sinterklaas and, you know, the Papa Noel and other mythical beings that became Santa Claus.
So, if this is true, how do these so-called channelers even know who they are talking to? This was written in 1999. Fast forward to 2018, and Kabbamer is claiming that President
Oh no, do they think he's an alien?
Trump has traveled on Pleiadian crafts and has even left Earth. He also claims that Q is the Pleiadian soul of Ortique, who once...
I'm just imagining him getting brought up by aliens and be like, the spaceship is huge. It's not as good as my spaceship. I have the best spaceship, but it's pretty good. This is a nice spaceship. I think if you saw my spaceship, you'd be very impressed by the size of it. It is great. It has 9-hole golf course, all right, and it has a club in there for me and all of Eric's friends.
Once incarnated on Earth as Abraham Lincoln and JFK. Remember all those strange coincidences between Lincoln and JFK? Kabbamer claims that Ivanka Trump is the twin soul of Ortique, the reincarnation of Lincoln and JFK. JFK's memorial is also shaped like a Q, and Kabbamer claims that if the event doesn't happen as predicted in 2021, Ivanka will go on to become president. The event is described many times in the Bible.
No, it's not!
Matthew 24:40 through 41 reads, "Then 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken and the other left. 2 women will be grinding at one mill, one will be taken and the other left."
Oh, well, that's incredibly clear. Thanks for that citation.
Luke 17:24 reads, "I tell you, on that night 2 people..."
We're not playing bingo, but if we were, this would all be word salad. This would be extreme word salad. Salt King with 100 bits says, "Please, can the Galactic Federation angels please reset the situation? I can't deal with these people."
Will be in one bed, one will be taken and the other left. Corinthians 15:51 through 53 reads, "Listen, I tell you a mystery. We will all not sleep, but we will all be changed in a flash, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised imperishable, and we will be changed." Thessalonians 4:16 reads, "After that, we who are still alive and are left will be caught up together with them in the clouds
the Bible is
to
more
meet the
kinky
Lord
than I
in the
remember.
air. And so we will be with the Lord forever." Even The Simpsons predicted the event. If you have ever wondered why our parents lie to us about Santa, you must understand that this is the most profound lesson we will ever learn.
It's because Santa is a fun thing for kids. Also, I do actually think Santa's a good teaching tool for skepticism, but different people have different opinions about the Santa thing, so.
The deception of Santa teaches you that you can't trust anyone or anything. The human experience is riddled with disappointment, lies, and deceit. We need the lies to see the truths. We need the deceit to see the good. And we need the patterns to trust our instincts. But how do we know what is real and what is truth?
I don't think I'm going to get that information from you. Tucker White says, "Wait, I'm just hearing this for the first time. Santa isn't real?" No, of course he is. He's at the North Pole right now, getting your presents ready, okay? Don't worry about it.
Is Q real? Are the Pleiadians
Yeah, this was about cloning.
real? How are we supposed to know?
Neither.
Are the reptilians and gray aliens cloning us underground?
No! We're doing it in the sky, obviously, and don't act like I'm affiliating with Greys. Come on. Those guys suck.
Are the celebrities trying to let us know?
All the nothing against, I have plenty of friends who are Greys, okay? But you get together with a group of Greys and all they want to talk about is all the stuff they put in people's butts. I don't get it. They're obsessed with it. They're obsessed with probing. I don't even get it. It's not sexual for them. It's just they love putting things in people's butts. I don't get it. I don't understand the fascination. Nanandia Owl says, "You can't trust anyone except these random internet conspiracy theories. Those are all true."
Is Donald Trump working with the Pleiadians, and is Donald Marshall's story really legit?
No, to either.
Or is this all just another psyop that started long, long ago to program us into accepting the idea of space and aliens, to bring in a new world order? Is all the madness in the world right now preparing us for something much bigger?
No, it's not. Why are you looking for rhyme or reason like there's one giant global narrative? That's not a thing. The world is a bunch of different people, 8 billion people, in different political conclaves, all fighting for their own best interests. This creates all sorts of interesting interactions, many of which are unexpected. There isn't one grand puppet master. There is no puppet master. It's literally just different groups of people with different interests working towards those interests, forming alliances and fighting with one another politically or actually physically. Like, what are you talking about? H-Baird says, you could always tell your kids that Santa was real, but global warming caused his workshop to fall through the ice. Oh, that shouldn't traumatize him. That sounds great.
Like the anticipated event? Overall, it seems like it would be a pretty big psyop, employed by many people over many years, and I just ask
oh, look, dog whistling.
myself, how can it all work so seamlessly, yet remain so confusing? It seems to me that the military-industrial complex is extremely compartmentalized, and so divided, it is totally impossible to know what is real. Do we trust our whistleblowers, or are they paid shills pushing disinformation at us? How do we even know what books are real, or movies, or stories?
Movies aren't real. Movies are fictional most of the time, unless it's a documentary, and even documentaries are usually intending to form a narrative.
Anything we consume. In 2020, we all know that the news is fake, and we know that they do not want us to know the truth. So this pushing of the New World Order just makes sense every time I turn on the news. It's just filled with lies and deceit. And my conclusion is still the same. No one knows.
How'd they get that picture of me?
But we can connect the dots, trust our gut, and have our own opinions. And maybe instead of searching for answers externally and looking to other people for the truth, maybe the true answer is just to stop. Stop looking, stop searching, and stop worrying, and just live. I will leave you with that to do your own critical thinking. Until then, stay safe out there, and don't stop questioning the world around you.
Well, that was absolute insanity. That was one of the most insane... That was one of the most insane videos I've ever seen on this channel. It really ramped up at the end there. That was excellent. Muppets in Space wasn't real? Mandela Effect time. There's no movie called Muppets in Space. There's a movie called Muppets from Space, but it's not Muppets in Space. Fun fact. No, Godzilla's real, and he's my lord and savior. It's actually funny, because originally Muppets from Space was called Muppets in Space, but partway through they realized that at no point do the Muppets go to space, so they had to rename it Muppets from Space. I have to urinate, so while I do that, I'm going to start playing the Hans Wormhat video. I'll be right back. I can hear it. I have a wireless headphone in, but I won't be here, so here it is.
Hans Wormhat. I'm just going to kind of blab in this video, talk about whatever I want to talk about. This is something that I was reading on Reddit, and once you know the secret, once you know how the truth, how Earth really works, you just pick up on a lot more that is otherwise just background noise. So here's a feel-good story. I'm 21. He will be in a couple weeks. This pregnancy is very unplanned. I had a lapse in birth control, and next thing you know, baby. I thought he'd leave and hate me. Instead, he's been so unbelievable supportive, and he's become the single most important person in the world to me. When school closed for the year, instead of going back to my dad, who called me a harlot, when he found out I was pregnant and said that the baby probably wasn't my boyfriend's, I was invited to stay with him and his parents. I feel so at home here. I guess this is what a family is supposed to feel like. I guess I'll just stop here and say that how many people there are out there that are obviously really evil-spirited people that try to claim that they're religious. Like, how that's just disgusting to talk to your daughter like that. Can't even imagine. His folks insist I call them mom and dad. They never scold me or yell about Jesus. They don't care that me and their son sleep in the same bed. My parents would throw us out for that. Me and his mom in particular are getting along great. She's Puerto Rican and is teaching me Spanish, and I find her super easy to open up to. She's adamant. Here's the point of just little tidbits that you pick up on. She's adamant we're having a boy. How could anyone be so certain about what kind of child you're gonna have?
People just say stuff, Hans. It's not literal. I mean, maybe she thinks it's literal, but sometimes people just get ideas in their head like that.
Of this free
There's a 50-50 chance.
Martin thing. A free Martin and a woman can never have just a natural male or even a strat, because all they have is, you know, if you think genetically, you just have nothing but a bunch of X chromosomes going on. Just one of them happens to have a penis. And this thing about being adamant you're having a boy, it's because some families have very strong free Martin genes, or whatever you might want to call it. Their girls.
If anyone hasn't seen my coverage of Hans Wormhat before, Hans believes that most of the world's population are secretly intersex or trans. So yeah. Yeah, there's no D&D tonight. Oh, I guess I should have explained that. Yeah, there's no charisma saves because I got a flat tire and I can't get it fixed until at least tomorrow. So yeah, that will occur next week, but I couldn't drive down there for D&D. So
just trigger the same testosterone release that a natural boy does in the uterus, and some people, they can just be certain because they've had generation after generation of having free Martin. You can see families where they have, you know, 8 boys, and you can see they're all free Martins. It's because every single time their female child is going to trigger the same testosterone release that a boy does.
Pixter65, thanks for following.
So that's why I picked this. There's a lot of people out there that are, you're going to have a boy. You're going to have a boy for sure. They know. It's because
D&D isn't real either. Are you trying to tell me that my D&D character, Ink on Skin, is not a real individual? I do not believe you. She is very real, okay? This voice, I have nailed it because she is real and I am connecting with her to the 5th dimension, okay? Understand here, child, that you do not understand the powers with which you are dealing. I will get my friend, who is, by the way, a veteran and a warlock. I will have him reach through the 5th dimension and slap you. Much like the Will Smith at your award show with the fancy actors and the golden statues.
Because they know. There's
Neurotic Nanette says, for your tire swap. Thank you.
No chance to it. It's not just a 50-50 coin toss like people try to say. That's just a lie they tell you. There's no real point to this post other than wanting to share my boyfriend and his amazing family. You know, great. That's great that this bio female who is dating a free Martin doesn't know it. It's just a big secret that everybody keeps from people, and they, for some reason, they think it's okay to keep it from people. And I think that some of it goes into the fact that it's like a medical condition. I don't have to share my medical conditions with anybody. It's just between me and my doctor. I think that's how people approach it. Like, I dated a strat. Nobody told me about this while I was doing that. Nobody in my family. The strat themselves, I mean, there's red flags if you know what to look for. Looking back now, I know, but
he thinks his ex was intersex or transgender. Hans thinks intersex and transgender are the same thing, even though they're not. So I kind of use them interchangeably for his videos, even though, of course, they're not the same thing at all. But he thinks there are. He thinks they are. Morok with 100 bits says, I watched the Sargon response to internet comment etiquette yesterday after your stream. Sargon basically took 45 minutes to say, minorities don't belong in LOTOR because it breaks the immersion. Also, Sargon comments are insane. There are quite a few people saying internet comment etiquette is one of us, Sargon. You're getting angry at jokes. It's staggering. He did say Free Martin, not Free Mason. Free Martin is another name he has for people he believes are secretly intersex.
Nobody in my life, nobody at all, had the compassion to tell me the truth, because for them it's more important to keep secrets. How many people in my life who claim to be Christian could have easily told me the truth, and it would have saved me a lot of pain and suffering and making bad decisions? I mean, of course, I don't blame them, because even the things that I did that were bad, it's like I knew that they were bad, but it's like
No, he doesn't think intersex is a choice. He thinks almost everyone is born intersex and then like picks a gender which is somehow almost always opposite of what it, according to him, quote, should be, and therefore it makes them trans. It's very strange. His ideology is all over the place. It doesn't make any sense. Maps and Mimic says, I'm happy to just laugh at Hans 99% of the time, but this talk about his ex is particularly gross. I agree.
If I knew the truth, I definitely would have not done a lot of these things. And they know that. They know that. They know that.
Is he stupid? Yes.
If I knew.
He also thinks monkeys aren't real.
About the difference.
He doesn't think koalas are real. He doesn't think toucans are real. He thinks zebras are literally horses that people have painted stripes on to fool people.
Between strats and women. There's no way I would have dated one. So it's disgusting what these people do with their secrets.
He thinks the animals in zoos are either animatronic or puppets or people in suits, depending on what the animal is.
Yeah, talking about phony Christians. But then look at this. This is just what I'm talking about. Bob Lee, 77. A lot who say they are Christians are not. Want to know why?
For those who haven't seen the Han stuff, I guess I need to show you one because it's nuts.
Those ones just stand up there. Hans Wormhat, send this video to people who believe in penguins. And I'm talking about the tuxedo wearing, living at the alleged South Pole, the March of the Penguins type penguin. There is a type of aquatic bird, and it's black and white splotched. It doesn't look like it's wearing a tuxedo, but a memory that sticks with me from childhood is going to see the penguins at the zoo, and I was just very underwhelmed, because in your mind as a child you think, oh, emperor penguins, these big bright orange, what do you know, these big penguins with bright orange on them, and you get to the penguin exhibit and no, it's these little black and white splotched aquatic birds. And I remember thinking, what, this isn't a penguin. That's what I remember thinking.
So Hans was disappointed by the penguins at the zoo when he was a kid, and therefore they don't exist.
And I just want to first go through these slides that are from, this is like pretty new penguin exhibits at SeaWorld. I think most of these are Orlando SeaWorld. I don't know if they're all the same ride or anything, but
the trackless rides, I really like, oh, holy shit. Purple Pondini with 10,000 bits says tire bits. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Wow.
But you scoot around on these Roomba.
That's so much money. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Things, and you watch screens.
The one thing, if anyone wants to give me tire money, which you don't have to, but if you did, use this link, because I don't get paid until the 14th for bits and stuff. But if you use the tip link, I get it immediately, which would help with the tires now. It'll help me in the long run, of course, either way, because it'll make up for the tire stuff later. But no, don't apologize. You just gave me $100. Never apologize ever about that. Just if anyone wants to, that's a link to use. That would be easier. Soon I'll be able to get a whole new car. Yeah. The worst car ever for $100. No, but I really appreciate it. That's so much towards the tire. Thank you.
It's literally nothing but screens and pretty props. Oh, look, screens. There is this part. And what it is, these are just animatronics in the background, and they sell it to you as living penguins. And it's just not real. They're animatronics. Those emperor penguins, they didn't used to have these at zoos at all, because just the technology wasn't there, I guess. It was too hokey.
Jack, thanks for $10.
They only would show you photos of them, and you would watch them on TV, but never in the zoo would they ever have stuff like this. Nowadays, I guess they have this at SeaWorld, but look at the only ones that are in the water are gonna be just black and white aquatic birds. The ones in the water will never be the emperor penguin. Why doesn't that one go swimming? Why do those ones just stand up there and not go in the water? So I guess this ride at SeaWorld was kind of a mixture. Some animatronics, some aquatic. But I mean, even they could have fake little robotic aquatic things too. Nothing to stop in that. Okay, look at the screens. How is this a ride? What about this is SeaWorld? I just don't understand. Showing screens. It's like they're showing you the truth. Oh, look, it's all just CGI and screens. And really obvious. Like, it's not even trying to look like documentary stuff. It's just obvious CGI. They make amazing rides that blend tech with story that everyone can enjoy. I went on this ride last week. I honestly thought it was just animated penguins. Until the ride turned around and there were real penguins at the end. I seriously almost cried. They could tell. This person could tell that it was just a bunch of animated penguins. It's not real. But then at the very end of the ride, they show you a few real aquatic birds. And oh, everything was real the whole time.
Hans is the dumbest.
I love this because
him.
Fake animals are one of the things where if you go and you read through the comments, people have instincts about this stuff. And
that's true. Today is the best day of the month to give me bits because it'll only take 14 days to get them instead of 45 if you give them tomorrow.
And there's also people who joke about this stuff. They'll make jokes, little jokes about it. Oh, it's just a drunk person in a suit. Oh, it's just a drunk person in a suit. By the time you've heard that joke about the 100th time, when it comes to pandas, it hits you. Oh yeah, they are probably just drunk people in suits. Penguin is 33 in Chaldean. It's probably an old hoax. Look at these old penguins. How can you not tell that that's just a taxidermy joke? Doesn't even look good.
How does it even make sense, Hans? Do you know how taxidermy works? Taxidermy requires, like, the skin of an actual animal. What actual animal are they using if it's not penguins?
Adelie penguin. Does that look like a real life, or does that look like a little puppet?
That looks like a real penguin, Hans.
Antarctica, penguins and krill in danger. It looks like a puppet to me.
Gregory Terms says, happy Trans Day of Visibility, everybody. To you as well.
Yeah, doesn't look like a real life. Not at all. These really old ones, too. The really old photos are just puppets. And people will always come, why? Why would somebody do this? Why would somebody do this? I've known people in my life to lie about what they ate for lunch, and it doesn't serve any purpose. They're of their father.
Okay, that's Hans. We get it. Yeah, Hans is a wild guy. Let's just say that. He also doesn't believe in space. Pretty sure he's a flat earther.
My research of the last year has led me to the conclusion that not even low Earth orbit is possible, that the International Space Station is a hoax, and all manned space travel is fake. First, though, let's have a look at the International Space Station.
Hernandia Owl says everything is fake to him except squirrels, because he can see them in his yard.
I want to talk about some of the anomalies I see there. For the inside of the International Space Station, there are a couple of zero-gravity tricks that they use to fake it. The first is they have a complete mock-up of the International Space Station built on the inside of an airplane. And
no, they don't.
That airplane does a bunch of rises and falls. It does a parabolic up.
The Vomit Comet, which is an actual training plane used for astronauts and stuff, which does simulate zero gravity, exists, but it only works for 30 seconds at a time or so, because that's how long they can sustain the parabolic arc that simulates zero gravity. We see video from the ISS that lasts much longer than 30 seconds, of course.
Upside-down parabolic trajectory, and that simulates zero gravity. The other main way they simulate the zero gravity is with suspension in front of a blue screen, and they use that trick for extended periods of time, for longer than 45-second segments, but they can't move around as much. They can't do the acrobatic flips and rolls in the extended mode. So there's full motion mode where they can fully...
But we've seen long clips where they do stuff like this that are longer than 30 seconds.
Move around, and that's faked in a plane. And then there's suspended or extended mode where they're suspended by wires in front of a blue screen. They don't move around as much, but they can make the scene last for a longer period of time. In this scene, Chris Hadfield bends down in order to adjust something, and you can see on the back of his shirt a couple of upticks on either side where you would expect wires to come in on either side.
No, it's not. It's just his shirt.
That harness in order to support it. Of course, they've
And the Owl says suspension trauma is a thing.
Graphicked out the supporting wires. You can't actually see them, but what you can see is a very slight discoloration where it's slightly lighter and then it goes slightly darker. And that's strange. That shows a couple of things. First of all, it shows that this isn't live from space. They're often portraying that this is live. Of course, these things are fully choreographed and edited in advance to make sure that there's nothing too obvious that you can see that gives away that this is a suspension in front of a blue screen hoax. The other thing it shows is that this is not raw footage coming to us. This is edited stuff. This is supposed to be a legitimate space program. This is supposed to be the International Space Station, and we should be able to see whatever's going on. But they edit things, because the whole thing is edited. In one extended mode scene, Chris Hadfield on the right is going back. He's going back, and then he just stops. That's an odd motion. You would expect if this was true zero gravity that you have to support yourself.
He probably stopped himself with his feet or something else.
You have to stop yourself on both the top and the bottom of your body as you're drifting back. If you just stop yourself with your feet, then your head will rotate backwards. Conversely, if you just hang on at the top with your hands, then your feet will still keep moving.
If you're used to being in zero gravity, you can activate your muscles and constrict to make yourself more of a rigid body to stop that.
You have to support yourself at both the top and the bottom of your body, but his hands, Chris Hadfield's hands, aren't touching anything. He just goes back and...
Also, how would the suspension make sense considering the movement there?
And then he stops, and that's odd. You can see a sort of a harness sticking through the t-shirt of Chris Hadfield. It's a harness that's around the waist. That's how they're supported. Also notice that Chris Hadfield has the habit of bringing his knees up. That's because his stomach muscles aren't as strong. He doesn't have as much midriff strength as some of the others who are...
Wouldn't it take more strength to pull your legs up if you were being suspended by your core? Because that'd basically be doing a crunch. Moira Soma says, you can see the ISS in a telescope. You can track its speed. How can anything in within this atmosphere go 7.6 kilometers per second? It's insanely stupid. Yeah, I've seen the ISS.
Were able to elongate their body and make the hoax look a bit more realistic, he's constantly bringing his knees up because he's not as strong as the others. Occasionally, though, the others...
That would take more core strength. That doesn't make sense.
...bring their knees up too. Notice that in the extended scenes, which seems to be done in front of a blue screen, like if you have a look at this guy going back towards the screen, there's some strange shadows there. Look like they're CGI'd in. Using computer graphics, they edit out the supporting...
Or their shadows?
...wires and edit in these rotating floating objects. They always seem very concerned with the object. Chris Hadfield looks at it very closely. You don't want the object getting too far out of control, because if it starts bouncing off the cabin in a weird way or goes back to the blue screen, it could ruin the whole illusion.
Moira Soma said, oh, I read that one. Evil Dead Guy says, why do people like this try so hard to say this is fake? Like, what would they get if they were right? A lot of them are religious. A lot of them believe that the Earth is flat and that space doesn't exist. So to them, it's part of sort of their creationist ideology. If they can prove that the ISS is fake and that we've never been to the moon and that space is fake and the Earth is flat, that means there has to be a creator, therefore it justifies their religious belief, their particular brand of fundamentalist, creationist religious belief. For some others who aren't as religious, it can come down to just a big lie narrative. If we can prove the government is lying to us about this, then they're lying to us about everything, kind of thing.
Illusion. They also don't bounce those oranges off the walls. I'd like to see them get a tennis ball and throw it around really hard and fast.
I don't think that's a good idea in the space station, considering the delicate equipment that's going on. You don't know what it's going to bump into.
And I'd like to see them do-si-do each other really quickly, which they can't do, or they'd get all their wires tangled up. The extended mode is much quieter than the full motion mode. In full motion mode, you can actually hear the sound of the jet engines, the engines of the airplane. In every single scene...
I like that they think they're brilliant enough to like, we're gonna hide it by building this whole fake set in an airplane, but he doesn't think they'd be smart enough to remove the jet noise? Does he think the ISS is silent? Does he think that the ISS, as it exists in real life, which in his mind is imaginary, does he think it would be silent? They have to, someone else already said it in the chat, they have to circulate oxygen and have all sorts of other mechanical mechanisms going on to sustain their life. H-Baird says, I wonder if this person's ever heard of this.
In 2005, these three people believed for 5 days they were astronauts, 200 kilometers above the Earth's...
Oh, God. Were they dumb? How would they believe that?
Space shuttle.
We've just seen the Earth, like, I can't even believe I'm saying that.
That's interesting. I'll have to watch that later.
Of full motion mode in every segment of the International Space Station.
Can we watch that? Not today, because I'm almost done with the stream, but maybe another day.
You can hear this loud sound, the sound of the jet engines. You could argue that it's the air conditioning system. Not even an office air conditioner is that loud. And why is there a loud...
Do you think an office air conditioner works as hard as the air circulation system in the ISS? Genuine question.
Sound in every segment of the International Space Station. That's because no matter how soundproof you make it, you can't filter out all of the sound of the...
I could literally filter this out right now with Audacity if I wanted to. It's a continual drone. That's the easiest kind of sound to remove in audio engineering. You just get a sample of it, select that as what to remove, and the program will remove it for you.
Jet engines. An airplane is just too noisy. You can put noise-cancelling headphones on when you're on a plane, and that doesn't stop the sound from getting through. It muffles it. They also use microphones that don't pick up very far away. If you have a look at this scene here, you can see that when the microphone's in the middle, pointing towards the guy in the middle, you can't hear the sound of jet engines as much, but when the microphone goes to the guy on the side, you can hear the sound of jet engines a bit more. So you can't truly soundproof the inside of the airplane where they fake full motion mode. see in this scene from the recent National Geographic documentary Live from Space, Koichi Wakata is looking at the window there. This is full motion mode, and you can tell because of the sound of jet engines. In quiet mode, they can go to the copula and they can look through at their model. And you can see an amazing model. Gee, why would you build the International Space Station out of a bunch of long, thin segments that can easily break at the joints?
How would they break at the joints unless something directly rammed into it? It's in space.
So there's their fairly realistic view of the rest of the International Space Station.
Hello, Rick.
Hello, Dermot. Welcome to the International Space Station.
Oh, it's nice to have you with us. Rick, thank you so much. When did you apply to join the astronaut program yourself?
Well, actually, you know, getting selected as an astronaut's not as easy as it sounds. I started applying many years ago, and it actually took me 9 years and 9 different applications before I was finally selected in 3 different interviews. Oh, absolutely. It went well beyond any expectations I had.
And Koichi, you're the commander of the island.
Robert Morley, thanks for 10 months. Appreciate it.
ISS. Congratulations, the first Japanese commander. What does being commander actually mean?
Well, it's quite an honor and a big challenge for me, but I am humbled to take up this challenge.
Because we're coming to the end of the stream, and I'm getting my tires fixed tomorrow. Just one more time, I'm going to put this out there. If anyone wants to help me pay for the broken tire, use that link. And then next week I'll be doing D&D and stuff. Sorry I had to miss this week because of the tire.
I'm so happy to be able to work
Baby
with
Penguin
my
Cleanse,
very
I will check it out.
Crewmates Rick and Misha, and I think I got since I have a really talented and motivated crew. I got the easy part. Just to make sure that they're eating fine and they're sleeping fine and just having fun up here. And I need to make sure that we have good communication with the flight control team. It's a wonderful team all over the world.
How do they rationalize away floating liquid matter in space? They think it's CG. Alright, that's enough of the fake space thing. Let's watch that cleanse, and then we'll probably go ahead and raid someone. Cute. Tucker White says, so NASA is smart and well-funded enough to pull off colossal Wizard of Oz-esque facade, yet someone didn't think to go edit out the engines? Seriously, I'm a stupid dumbass and I can edit that out, yeah. Conspiracy theories don't make sense. What about Bob? Thanks for $5 towards the tire. Appreciate it. Oh shit, Purple Pondini, thank you for $100 towards the tire. God damn. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. You have no idea, seriously. Ah, cute video. Alright. Let's see who we're gonna raid. Seriously, I want you guys all to know that I appreciate your support and help with stuff like this so much. Of course, my job only works because people like you help the stream happen. And I basically live on the kindness of others, so it means a lot to me when people do that. Thank you. Anime Keen with 100 bits. Thank you very much. Who are we gonna raid? Tucker White says, before we go...
Two men kissing and...
before we go, fuck, that's all for this edition of Screaming Into the Void. Thanks. All right. Let's do a raid. Have a good night, everyone, and happy Trans Day of Visibility. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow or if I'm going to take a day off because it's the first of the month. If I can think of a funny April Fool's thing, maybe we'll do a stream. I don't know. But beware, maybe I'll fuck with you tomorrow. Who knows? It is April 1st after all. All right. Have a good night, everyone. See you later.